Today is a very fun episode. Specifically, because today we're going to be talking about exclusively topics that we were wrong about. We're going to be going through our predictions and talking about not necessarily things that we were like taking hardline stances on or wrong about, but we're going to pick a few topics that are the biggest surprises of the NFL season.
Facts. Listen, I'm not gonna say I was wrong. I was caught off guard. that was it.
Something changed. Something's developed over time. So I'm joking as if it's all like, it's not even stuff that we were super passionate about, but it's stuff that the NFL world got wrong and the consensus is wrong about. So it might be players that are worse than we thought, teams that are worse than we thought, vice versa. People that are better than we thought and really shocked the world, like a certain quarterback out there in the South we'll talk about. Many things going on that just nobody saw coming.
Hell yeah.
We never see it coming.
You feel good about that one?
Blood froze. Sorry.
So yeah, like we said, here's 6 or 7 things that completely caught the world by surprise. The biggest surprise of the NFL season. Cue the intro music. Like I referenced in the intro, I think it is only right that we start an episode talking about the biggest surprise of the year by talking about Daniel motherfucking Jones, who to me is by far the biggest surprise of this year. And I think how I want to frame this is, I'm going to pick the topic we talked about beforehand that is a surprise. You guys tell me from 1 to 10 how real you think this is, and tell me what you guys feel like we could learn from this surprise.
Okay.
So Daniel Jones, being good now.
I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 surprise. I very, very, very clearly. It like you said, it's the biggest surprise of the NFL season. What we can learn from this is that everybody deserves second chances because the way that he played in New York, especially like in the latter parts of the Brian Daboll era, that was some of like the worst quarterbacking that we've ever seen. And people in New York and Giants fans absolutely hated this man. And granted, it really doesn't take a lot. I think actually no, that's false. It does take a lot for fan bases to completely turn on like a young quarterback.
100%.
Like,
people coddle their fan base and young quarterbacks.
They have so much. They have so much invested in their quarterback that for them to go from this is going to be the savior of our franchise to like, okay, he's still pretty good, but like you can win with him, to like this guy is the worst player to ever put on our jersey.
Wow,
that is it's a crazy heel turn. So he had to be that bad, and the fact that he's this good, that the Colts, who already had like a pretty, decent infrastructure, but are here now, 3-1, could have went 4-0 had it not been, for Adonai Mitchell in multiple plays.
Yeah.
But this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Coming in, I had slight context. Obviously, like I feel like you don't have to be a hardcore, even casual NBA or NFL fan to know that Daniel Jones had people, New York fans in general, in hell, and he was like the face over the last few years of just like disaster class of a quarterback. If this guy is running your franchise, the face of your franchise, like
his bad play was mainstream.
Yeah,
it was mainstream. I didn't know a lick about him. All I knew was like, he's ass. You could tell random dude on the street that
he was a poster boy for reaching in the draft and these like toolsy, uninteresting draft prospects that fly up the board during draft season because people overthink it and look at him and it's like, oh, maybe we can just utilize these strengths and we can develop the arm talent and make him accurate, all this stuff. He became the poster boy for like, no, you're actually fake woke about this. He's actually bad like he was in college. That became the Daniel Jones effect. And I don't know. I think the main thing I learned from this is there's no limits when we say the NFL and sports in general is all about fit and all about talent utilization and the team you're on and the talent surrounding you. Fit is truly everything. And I think a lot of times we treat quarterbacks like they're above some of the philosophical norms we have in football, where like if a receiver has a bad quarterback throwing him all the time, doesn't fit the scheme, they want a better run blocker there, they want a better deep threat there, whatever, we could say, okay, he doesn't fit this offense. But you can imagine put him next to Patrick Mahomes and he does well in the short area. Like we see him fitting different scenarios. We kind of treat quarterbacks like they are the end all be all, and if they're bad, they're just bad. And this is an example of Shane Steichen being the perfect coach for Daniel Jones. So even with all his warts, which in some part Daniel Jones did improve those warts, so I don't want to say none of it is on him.
Yeah.
But mostly here, I think we're seeing Shane Steichen be the perfect fit for a quarterback in Daniel Jones, who is pretty much only above average in the short area and operating a quick game and getting the ball out accurately in the short area, not downfield. Shane Steichen knew how to take advantage of that. They have Tyler Warren, they have Josh Downs, they have Pittman, they have all these guys that are good in the short area too. And it's just the perfect blend between a guy who is flawed and limited, but a quarterback coach that can extract all those strengths.
Yeah, and okay, so what you said, I think honestly about like the warts, that's the biggest thing is that like what if you are just a different person, right? like Daniel Jones as he existed for the Giants, that is not a good quarterback. But the one thing that Giants fans were always saying, like if you could not turn the ball over, whether it be even outside of interceptions, Daniel Jones had a crazy fumbling problem. He just couldn't hold on to the ball. And so the fact that that's also hasn't like reared its head, that has, it's helped him. The fact that he was taking mad sacks. And obviously like the Giants O-line was bad for years, but as with basically every NFL season, every single sack that happens is not on the offensive line. There were 1,000% sacks that Daniel Jones could have avoided. And if he's just not taking sacks, he's not, forget the interceptions. Even though
you're saying all those sacks are his fault?
No, I'm saying like
a lot of them were. He had very bad poise under pressure.
Okay.
And so like if that changes and let's take the last game out of it because he had a fumble with 2 interceptions. But the first like 3 games of the season, if you are not fumbling the ball,
if you're playing perfect and ignore the game where you're not perfect, you're pretty good.
But even with that, those mistakes and those 3 things, which lead to one, you either giving the team the other ball or being behind the sticks. Yes. Yeah, you can be an average NFL quarterback, and like that's the line.
Yeah,
that everybody was always asking if Daniel Jones can get to, and he's cleaned those things up, and so that's why we're seeing this like improved, changed version of Daniel Jones.
These passing charts don't always tell you the whole story, but you can, if you understand the context of each player and know what you're looking at, these can tell you a lot. And this is his game against the Rams on the screen right now. Look at the areas he's occupying. There's so much green within 15 to 20 yards because he can make these quick snap decisions to Tyler Warren, to Josh Downs, all the guys I mentioned before, who are getting open a lot because Shane Steichen is drawing up an amazing offense that utilizes this cross the hash into the sidelines area. There's nothing up here in the deep middle of the field. He's still not some excellent layer of the ball that's going to throw these deep posts, killing cover 2 defenses, all the stuff that make high-end quarterbacks that. That'll never be his game, so they're not asking him to. There's no throws here whatsoever. But he's operating this area insanely efficiently, and this isn't even one of his better games.
Yeah, this right here screams to me that it's a coaching masterclass, and Shane Steichen did what he does best, which is what I learned, which is maximizing his quarterback. Yep. And he's built, it seems like to me that he's built this offense through the run. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's having a monster season so far. Their offensive line is doing amazing things. And the most amazing thing that I've picked up through the research that I've done is seeing how he's going back to what you said when it comes to Daniel Jones and his ability to just like innately take sacks. He loves to get sacked. At least that was the story back in the day. Going back to 2023 when he was in New York, he was pressured 95 times and he was sacked 30 times. He had a 30% pressure to sack rate. In 2024, those numbers continue to rise and it was egregious. In 2025, same thing, or 2024 egregious. In 2025, it's a completely different story. He's received so far 34 pressures and he's been sacked only twice. His sack rate has like dropped tremendously and it's actually the lowest rate in the league. So he has mastered the skill of just like getting out quick and not holding on to it for long at all.
Exactly. That's the thing, is they've got the ball out of his hands quick. If they say my quarterback's bad under pressure, let's do everything we can to make sure he's not under pressure quite as much. And having a running game helps it, like you said. Nonstop separators. I keep mentioning these guys' names. Tyler Warren catches everything thrown at him. He is so good. He's a legit star. That's probably like a bigger deal in all this than people are giving it credit for because he's a rookie and like it's not like he's out here getting 150 yards a game. Maybe he's overshadowed by what Brock Bowers did last year. But he has been such a huge difference maker. Like I said, attacking the sidelines. He is just fantastic at using his gigantic body to block off DBs, get in front of linebackers with his speed, catch everything that comes to him. Just amazing weapon there on top of Michael Pittman, returning to health and being able to be a threat on the outside again. It's just great weapons all around him. So while it is Shane Steichen maximizing Daniel Jones doing a good job himself of making these reads, being the right quarterback for the system. It's a better offensive ecosystem than we thought, I think.
Hell yeah. Like, when I think of Shane Steichen now, I remember when this news actually dropped way back before the season even started. We're like, oh, man, he's trying to save his job, blah, blah, blah. Of course, now, hindsight is king. He makes all the sense in the world. To me, when I think of him now, this is my first ever real, like, Shane Steichen experience. People over here calling him, the QB whisperer and all this other shit.
Yeah, because... Go ahead.
is Hall of Fame worthy. He's like the greatest. When I think of him like as a product, he's like a concealer. He hides all your warts, hides all the bumps, and he makes you like look the best.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty good coach. I'm not gonna go that far yet,
Exactly.
but he is a good coach.
When it comes considering what he's been able to do with Daniel Jones, hey man, like he's got it cooking.
But I think to your point, like we kind of forgot how good Shane Steichen was, because obviously when he first got this job, it's because he was one of the best offensive minds in the league. He was one of the architects behind Jalen Hurts becoming a good passer, and realizing that Jalen Hurts has a good deep ball, middle of the field. We won't talk about it. So we're gonna make him throw tons of deep balls. We're gonna use his legs. We're gonna play to his strengths. That's kind of what he's doing here now too. And he also coached Justin Herbert, which is a little different because he's more well-rounded. But he gets good production out of his quarterbacks. And I think we forgot about that for a couple of years because Anthony Richardson was there. And maybe that should tell you something about Anthony Richardson and the opinions of the masses and how much leash he should have been given. You know, how much they should have let him work through his warts as a developmental quarterback. Yeah. If Shane Steichen couldn't get your strengths out, maybe that's a problem. But we forgot about Shane Steichen being so goated because of that. And this should tell us that even more than ever, good play callers need to be trusted to some degree.
There was a report came out today saying that, I don't know how legitimate this is, okay? But it said that Anthony Richardson is reportedly open to a Colts trade, joining a premier play caller.
Yeah, like Sean McVay is what the report said. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You already got one.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. But
Jeez,
yeah, so
man.
like that's what we've known, that offensive play callers are like complete needle movers. So, like there's a reason they all get hired as head coaches, because if you can make sure one of those guys are in your door and he's not going anywhere because he's in charge, that's a way to like make sure you maintain an elite OC, and that's not going to be something you have to worry about losing. We knew that was super important. We knew that there's a reason every year we have faith in the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans and et cetera, et cetera. Shane Steichen is just one of those guys. And when they made this decision to bring in Daniel Jones and bench Anthony Richardson, it was met with, like, me especially, I was like, I get being out on Anthony Richardson, but Daniel Jones is the safe plan. Like, that's our backup plan. Like, I don't feel good about that at all. Like, I've seen so much Daniel Jones and it's been so much bad for so many years. Trusting these guys to know what fits their system, because he knew Daniel Jones can do exactly what he needed him to.
It's also the thing is, like, yes, it was bad. They were in a bad position regardless. Yeah, like, because the fact that you even had to, the fact that you were incentivized to go out and get Daniel Jones in the offseason because of how bad Richardson was, shows you just, the type of situation that they were in. And so I think for for them, it's, I don't know, if you got like that version of Daniel Jones, because again, he was benched for Tommy DeVito last year. Yeah. He was genuinely bad. So like I don't feel bad in terms of saying, this, like, the Colts are in trouble because Daniel Jones is here, because every bit of evidence and film and all of that showed us that Daniel Jones up until that point had not been a good quarterback. And then Shane Steichen had a very, very raw quarterback, and it wasn't able to be this actually like good system. So now Daniel Jones coming in, of course we're all going to think that, like, you can't fix this guy because you've had a similar issue with a quarterback and you haven't been able to develop him. Yeah. So
I'm not kicking myself over that.
I feel fine.
Yeah, nobody should kick themselves over not seeing the Daniel Jones thing coming. If anybody saw it coming, Daniel Jones would not have been available to be gotten, because his team would have kept him. It's not like they have a great plan otherwise in New York. Well, shout out Jackson Dart, but you know what I mean. So I'm not mad about it, but I think it's an interesting test case of just like, we know that structure is everything, and we always say, like, we make jokes about quarterbacks that are carried by good infrastructure, saying I could put so-and-so there and they'd be able to win too. And that's always been a thing. And we've always known shit quarterbacks in situations that the Giants were a bad situation, so like that was part of it. But I think Daniel Jones also made it clear he was part of the problem as well. We know that also teams in bad situations, we put him somewhere else good, he can be fixed, this quarterback. It's not all his fault. So I think this example really like test the limits of both of those, because we deemed Daniel Jones to be over the line of somebody that could win in a good situation, and also over the line of somebody who isn't bad just because of their situation. Yeah. He's within those lines. Is that type of guy that you put him in a good spot, he can be good.
I need to know, and maybe it might just be that, like, Anthony Richardson is the line now of how bad you have to be. We'll see what the rest of his career looks like. I guess. Okay, so right now we would probably have to put the line at like Trey Lance or something. In terms of like can't get it done, because even Mac Jones has come in this year and like won a couple games, right? We've seen that. If we're trying to create the range
Okay, that's a
Right,
funny thought experiment.
right? Like who's the worst guy at this point that has now overtaken Daniel Jones to where we look at them and we say you can't get it done with him.
Well, start here. Who's the worst quarterback that can be in a good offense with a good play caller and win games? Who's the bottom of that? Is it Mac Jones? Is he the bottom of that range?
It would be Mac Jones. Let me get another week of Carson Wentz and see what that looks like.
I think he's below the line. I think he's below,
right. He might be.
Because we're also not talking can you win a game like in spot starts. Can you be a whole season starter and our offense be top 10 in EPA like the Colts of Daniel Jones this year?
Oh, fuck. No.
I'm not putting Carson Wentz there.
No, okay.
Yeah, no.
But who is the worst quarterback that could do that? Like,
That's a great question.
it's feeling like 2025 Tua.
Yeah.
Listen, low-key.
But low-key, maybe it is Mac Jones.
Yikes.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
Mac Jones, who's like a disciplined player who can hold it down but isn't going to do anything interesting.
Mm.
Or previously thought to be Jake Browning before the wheels fall out this year.
Good Lord, they look bad.
And you know what? Daniel Jones has proven he is well above the Mac Jones threshold. He is on the good side. This chart I have on the screen right now is the bottom axis is completion percentage, just raw completing passes, and the top is success rate, which is gauging, I think on first downs to have a success rate be counted as positive, you have to gain, I think, 30% of the yards needed a first down. Then second down, you have to gain 60% of the yards needed. And then third or fourth down, you have to get a first down. So it's how well are you staying ahead of the chains, making positive improvements towards being a first down. It's kind of like the sister of EPA. He's at the very top of that, next to Jared Goff and next to Sam Darnold, which makes, and next to Dak Prescott. Especially the Sam Darnold and Jared Goff comparisons make a ton of sense as just these very disciplined quarterbacks that don't have the greatest physical gifts. They're not poor physical gifts, but they're not like winning with their wheels and stuff, but they are just making incredibly quick, decisive decisions that are helping elite offensive coordinators execute their plans.
Okay, so Daniel Jones is right here at the line, and shout out to him because I for sure thought that he just couldn't be at this space anymore.
Oh, I never would have given him a single iota of a chance of being this good.
And it's just funny when you change who you are because I've like you said, his sack rate whenever being pressured. That was also another thing. And it's like this basically for like every quarterback, except for like maybe the elite ones. But obviously when people are pressured, their like passer rating goes down. They get worse as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones would just implode. And that stuff would just ruin absolutely everything. This year, the difference in passer rating in terms of whenever he's pressured and not pressured is like 1.3. It's essentially the same.
Yeah.
So if you can maintain your level of play with pressure or with no pressure and then pressure, that right there, like that's like Joe Burrow stuff in terms of I can still be the same guy, and regardless of how talented you are, right, that ultimately can take you to another level. But if you're talking about being the 15th, 16th, the best quarterback in the NFL, and there's not a drop off in your play when pressure comes, we're cooking. We can do so much.
So my question to y'all is like, through the progression that we've seen that Daniel Jones has had and all the success of the Colts have too, when it comes to their offense especially, what percentage do you give credit to like Daniel Jones actually like improvement versus like Shane Steichen magic?
70% good fit, 30% Daniel Jones improving. Because he has been better. He's been very accurate, and he hasn't always been accurate, but he's been accurate in the pass in the short area. There was a 1 year they had a good offense with the Giants. I think it was 2023, where they were just spamming short routes, running him more than he is this year, and like kind of just finding a way to get it done with those few strengths. So that's been a thing that you could look at, but there were so many other areas of the field he wasn't accurate in. And Daniel Jones isn't like just a short area merchant. I'm highlighting that because that's the main thing they're doing to like keep the wheels moving. He's also been pretty accurate deep. It's not like deep over the middle of the field, which is like a good tale of like a high-end quarterback, but deep over the sidelines, which is still a very valuable part of the field to be good in, he's been pretty accurate. So I think he has improved a good amount, but I imagine if he wasn't with the perfect coach to utilize him, there would still be some goofball moments under pressure if it wasn't such a good structure. So I don't think he's completely fixed in terms of he can go anywhere in a vacuum and be good, but he's 100% good enough to execute what Shane Steichen wants.
I 110% agree, and I think the greatest litmus test for that was last week's game against the Rams, who are one of the top 5 teams in terms of pressure rate to the QB, and Daniel Jones did a great job at not necessarily losing in that game. Of course, he didn't like play the best. I think he had an interception, but needless to say, like the opportunity was there, and he was just put in a really bad position to like do superstar quarterbacky stuff, and he's not that clearly.
Yeah, he played well outside of the few fuck ups, which it's not like he played egregious. It's just the first 3 games he was goddamn perfect.
Exactly.
And then he had a couple blemishes this week. So yeah, I still feel good about his performance overall, even with that.
So I think this is very real.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it 7.5 out of 10 real. In terms, I just don't want to overreact it and be like he's good forever.
Yeah.
But right now, as far in going to week 5,
For this season, it's real.
yeah, it is. It's real. Like I said, it's a high up there. I'm opening the door for some regression just because he's been so good. I'm like, this is a Pro Bowler right now. That like surely he'll like come down to being like above average and not like fucking dynamite. But nothing about it's fake or unsustainable.
Okay.
Shout out to Dan Jones.
I just assume more fuck ups will come over time to some degree.
That's smart.
Okay, next surprise of the season. That was one that we were completely wrong about because we doubted Daniel Jones immensely. We're staying on the same type of timing right now. We got to talk about one. Quentin Johnston.
Okay.
Making the leap to low-key star receiver so far through 4 games. Like,
you have no idea how insane this is to me because back when we were in preseason mode and just like figuring out where all these receivers lay and talking about just like college prospects and them not necessarily like leading up to or fulfilling their potential in the NFL, Quentin Johnston was one of the 2 guys who were the poster boy for that.
Yep.
And so for someone like me coming to this, I feel like I've been told lies over the last 2-3 months.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being like I feel like I have to retroactively think about everything I've known about Quentin Johnston for the last 2 years. Yeah. In which he was a player that as a Chargers fan, I fucking hated his existence. He was drafted 2 years ago in the first round, ahead of Jordan Addison, ahead of Zay Flowers. Damn. So the past 2 years has been, imagine if Justin Herbert had Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers. That'd be pretty cool. As of today, he's better than them through the start of the season.
That's crazy.
And it's like, wow, he went where he should have went. And he's an interesting player because he is making a year 3 leap to, we can talk about how good we think he is now, but he's at least good now.
Okay, so I have a question. So to someone who didn't watch a lick of Quentin Johnston back when he was a rookie or the second year last year, how would you describe him as a player and what were like insane weakness and just like disgusting warts again?
I would say if we put you in a uniform, that's how he was as a wide receiver. Like,
hey man, what's good?
Like
what you trying to say?
The stuff that we saw from Quentin Johnston, the drop specifically, was just killer, and it like that was one of the biggest things, and it would always feel like his drops came in just the biggest
moments. That's what it was. He didn't have the most drops. It wasn't walking around dropping everything coming his way, but anytime there was a big play need to happen, he would drop that bitch, and it felt consistent. So all you remember is a drop, so you feel like he has like the worst drop percentage in the league. That wasn't truly the case, but it was a problem. He couldn't go up and high point the ball. He wasn't like, okay, so let me rewind. He was drafted as a guy at TCU who was in a kind of a gimmicky offense that gave him a lot of opportunities to do yards after catch type of plays. He ran a lot of digs, a lot of crossers, a lot of drags, getting him moving in space with momentum where he could be bigger, faster, stronger than you, catch the ball low, and take off, make plays. That was his whole game, right? He was like a big slot receiver that is good with his legs after the catch. He was drafted, and the Staley Chargers staff decided to make him Mike Williams as a rookie. He was drafted to replace Mike Williams and be a true big X receiver, running go routes, running curls, winning on the boundaries so he could open up the field for Keenan Allen and everyone else that is the in-between guys that he should have been. He was absolute dog ass at that. He was horrific as a rookie at doing that route. I mean, that role. But he never should have been in that role. So looking back, we can say we gave him too much slack because the offensive staff didn't know how to utilize him at all. They never got him moving in space in the intermediate areas where he can use that yards after catch ability. And last year, we did see him do that with Jim Harbaugh, who is much smarter than Staley and did the bare minimum of putting the ball in his hands low in the field and saying, go work. He was pretty solid last year, but he was solid in a way that you didn't really feel like this is a star or anything coming up. He was just like, oh, he has utility when we make him do stuff that makes sense for him. But he still dropped a lot of balls, still sucked up the sideline, still wasn't a true X, couldn't high point a ball, caught everything in his body, didn't ever go up high for it, just like was big for no reason type of guy. Yeah. That was all the case last year, despite the small jump he made.
Catching everything with your body is such a damning thing to say about a quarterback.
Yeah, body catches. Like he didn't have the ability to go high point it, even though he's fucking 6'2", runs like a gazelle. He couldn't utilize it. And this year that changed. He's even more dominant in the short area. Continue to use him in the smart way that you're supposed to and they started doing last year. But he's been good up the sidelines. He had a double move where he got like a fucking 50-yard touchdown last week. Against Pat Surtain the week prior, there was one catch up the right sideline. He ran like a corner and he was draped and like rose up and caught it and like high pointed the ball over Pat Surtain in tight coverage. Like he's doing big play star receiver stuff.
Bro, did y'all see the screenshot of him doing the double move?
Yeah.
It's in the tweet doc from Monday.
Yeah.
He was so low
Yeah.
and tried his absolute hardest. He's like, I'm going to get this guy to bite right now on this double move. And he's just been he's been awesome. And now like the Chargers for the first time in a while feel like they have.
Oh shit. I would have tore my ACL for sure.
Bro,
doing
the
that.
screenshot of this is so.
Yeah.
Also, that was a weak ass don't move. He looks like a little stutter. That quarterback's an idiot. That looks ridiculous.
It's
Just kicked his leg up.
it's a very like cartoonish double move.
Yeah.
But when he's like this, the Chargers have a very well balanced wide receiver room.
Yes.
Now, right. You have your 6'2" explosive demon that in Johnston. You have Ladd, who's amazing in the slot. And you have old man Keenan Allen, who's just going to be open until, the end of time because he knows how to be a wide receiver and knows how to do all those things.
Yeah.
And so I can understand why coming into the year, I didn't necessarily like fully believe in myself, but I can see why you would think that like the Chargers had this ceiling, and then obviously Slater goes down, Joe all goes down, and now the math just changes.
Yeah.
But this is as good of a wide receiver room as Herbert has had in what I think you said like outside his like second year maybe.
Even then, this is still better because he had prime Keenan Allen back then, and he had Mike Williams, who was like good, but like this version of Quentin Johnston is probably playing better than Mike Williams ever has. And Ladd McConkey obviously changes that. Mm-hmm. Jim Harbaugh is a better coach than, well, actually no, at that point he had Shane Steichen, who's a great coordinator. But this is the best skill group he's ever had.
Yeah,
they actually have a running back who can run the ball. It's not Eckler, who's like a receiving gimmick.
And if Greg Roman, who's actually taken a leap as a coordinator and now has a passing offense, now you're in an offense. Now you're in a situation where this is kind of dangerous on a week to week basis. Outside of Puka, I think there's one other player that he's tied with, but he has 7 explosive plays throughout the year.
Crazy.
Puka has 8.
Damn.
Right, the margin is that close. You've been able to see him really carve up really everybody, hit the target share that he's getting. He's getting double-digit targets in games, which is something that you just wouldn't think was going to happen.
Isaac, that, hey, man, like Ladd McConkey is going to have the year that he's having, which is not bad, just not up to what he was made up to be coming out for the last.
He's the third option
year.
right now.
Exactly. If we were to sit down and tell you that the damages that was taking place on your offensive line and just give you no context after that, you would think the season is over. You would be on IR yourself.
I'd be watching basketball. But yeah, no, like what's funny is when we did our one bowl prediction for every team, I had the Chargers obviously, and I said they're gonna have a top 10 passing offense. I did not think that would be, I thought that'd be true. I believed that. I didn't think it'd be true because Quentin Johnston is making the best third-year leap since fucking Devontae Adams. That's not why I imagined that. Wow. I imagined that because I imagined that both are healthy tackles and would have one of the better offensive line and pass protection in the league. And I imagined Keenan Allen and Ladd would be dangerous together and they'd get something out of Trey Harris and KLS on the outside. They're 2 rookie receivers. That was the whole thought process. I just kind of just threw Quentin Johnston aside and said, you'll do Quentin Johnston stuff between all the guys I care about. You'll be fine, and that's all I need from you.
Yeah.
Now, he's been more than fine, and they are lethal as a passing attack. I think I was 100% right. They have a top 10 passing offense for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's crazy. And a big part of it is the confidence thing everyone talks about, is that because the drops, because the attention that came with being a bust for a year, you could tell he kind of played skittish and was like always worried about, am I going to drop the next pass coming to me? And Jim Harbaugh, man. Ultimate confidence. You seen the videos of him with Justin Herbert on the sideline, fucking shaking the shit out of him and making him all like riled up to go out there and knock somebody's head off. Clearly, it's working for Quentin Johnston because he looks confident as hell going up for these balls.
And that's what you need. If you're going to have just some wild 67, 70-year-old man walking around the facility just being crazy, we need to put that crazy to use. And it clearly does something, right? And is clearly worked out for the Chargers. And so I think that for Quentin, this is like, I don't know if there's like I guess there is like a higher ceiling. Like everybody can like get better, right? Obviously. But if I'm a Chargers fan, I'm like, hey, don't even worry about getting better. Just keep doing what you're doing right now because this is all I need. Because once Ladd gets back to being Ladd and you have that combination, hey man, I'm cool. I'm good.
Yeah, I wanted T. Higgins really bad this summer when we thought he might have been available. And Quentin Johnston has a higher contested catch rate than T. Higgins.
That's crazy. So would you where would you rank Quentin Johnston as a receiver in the league today, right now? Like, so far with all what you've seen.
It's hard to say because it's only been a few games, but through this season, I mean, he's third in receiving yards for a reason. Or actually was. He's a little different now. But he's been a top 30 receiver like pretty easily. Probably top 20.
Could you move that to top 15?
Through 5 games? Sure. Am I
through
ready
5
to
games.
I
Through
feel
5
like
games.
Sure.
I also feel like on any given week you can make a different top 15 for receivers.
There's a lot of context. Am I willing to say that's a level he's at like for sure going forward? Not yet. But for just this season, he's certainly been like top 15 so far, which is nuts. And again, it's a small sample size, a few big plays. Maybe that's not going to be consistent. A lot of people are making comparison to Devonta Adams, like I said. Devonta Adams is the last receiver I could think about that was dog ass for 2 years and then became a star in year 3. Devonta Adams also had drop problems, also had what is characterized as confidence problems for the first 2 years. Like he was thought to be a legitimate nothing, a bust. He wasn't a first round pick, so it wasn't quite as highlighted as Quentin Johnston, but he wasn't thought to be a star at all. And then year 3 made a leap and obviously became one of the best route runners of all time. I'm not ready to assume that's going to happen with Quentin Johnston, that he's also going to become a star. But we're already like, even if this is who he is and he doesn't get any better, we're already at the point where we can say he's the second best development we've seen in year 3 since then.
Right now, QJ or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Quentin Johnston for this week is so much better than Marvin Harrison
What
Jr.
kind of question is this, man?
Just right now,
I'm
he's
just saying names right now.
I was saying, like, when it comes to poster boys of disappointment, it's those two right there.
Yeah, not anymore. We graduated from that bitch.
It was those two last year.
But like who? I'm trying to think of names you'd rather take him over. I gotta think of some names to compare him to.
Quentin Johnston?
This is so nasty.
This is good.
We're about to do a QJ 5 levels.
Not even 5 because I'm just gonna spam them. It's like I just thought of one funny one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do some receivers. You tell me who you'd rather have right now. Then we're Quentin Johnston.
Okay.
I already know I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh, no,
No, I'm not gonna say AJ Brown.
Okay. Okay.
Him or Quentin Johnston. Let's start. Jordan Addison.
I'll take QJ. Yeah.
Okay.
So the Chargers made the right choice in the draft class?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't say JSN because JSN's also
weird.
been insane.
Yeah. It's also
It's a weird question.
It's super hard because like Jordan Addison is playing on the opposite side of Justin Jefferson. Where like Quentin Johnston, that's the number 1 receiver right now. He got it.
Listen, man, lad's there. He's taking his shine. I don't know. Like he's snatching chains left and right. Terry McLaurin.
Terry's out right now, and even when he was in, like he wasn't doing nothing.
We're taking QJ over there.
QJ, sure.
It's a crazy conversation to have a month ago.
I know.
But I mean, Loki.
He just turned 30. Immediately got injured. Got paid.
Listen, if I can have somebody who's 6'2", runs really fast, and knows how to catch, hey man, we're doing good.
He's doing it. Here's a funny one. Devontae Smith.
See.
I'm thinking of other second option receivers.
Yeah, I know. Look, man. Show me the
but
footage.
too low would I see you. You got my guy in these conversations. Devontae, it's not your fault.
It's QJ though,
It's
man.
the coaches.
Do you think if you swapped them right now, Devontae would have more receiving yards for the Chargers than QJ's? I don't know if he could.
Okay.
QJ's top 5 right now.
Okay. Hold on.
You might be cooking.
I will preface this in Smitty's defense. The body types are very, very similar in terms of him and Ladd, so maybe not. However, he would be much more productive over there right now. But given the situation and who has
QJ, that's too long.
Given that Smitty right now is probably in jail, yes, I would take it. QJ is playing better right now.
QJ or Chris Olave?
Honestly, I think just moving forward, I think I might take QJ.
Really?
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
He's graduating.
Olave is good, and I still really do like him. The availability stuff with Olave is also like that's just there. But I do think that like QJ, the explosiveness that he has shown and the ability to make plays down the field this season, that is legit. And having somebody who is 6'2" who can do that is game breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, if this is real, he's certainly better than Olave.
Okay.
If this 4-game sample is real, I assume he'll slow down a little bit. So I'm not gonna for sure give it to him over Olave, but so far he's certainly been better.
Okay.
Okay, we can move on. Next one we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about somebody that let's flip it over a little bit. We talked about 2 players who have been way better than we ever thought they could be. People that we wrote off. Let's talk about somebody who has been worse than we thought he was gonna be this season. Somebody we had crowned as one of the next superstar wide receivers in the league. Brian Thomas Jr.
Him or QJ?
Fuck. We got to biggest third surprise of the season. Brian Thomas Jr. sophomore slump. His inability to connect in the new Liam Cohen offense, inability to build chemistry with Trevor Lawrence, inability to run over the middle of the field with confidence and take a hit while making a catch, inability to be the down the field threat he was in Mac Jones' second half of last year. All around, nothing that made him, in our minds, a clear star receiver in his rookie season. Really, none of that has translated to this year.
And it's so weird because the Jaguars are 3-1, and it's all for the reason that you didn't think that they would be
Defense is
3-1.
defending top 5 in the league.
Yeah,
because the run game is astronomical, which I guess that was predictable with Liam Cohen being a genius in the run game. But we thought it would, if they're going to be really good and be someone that we think can win the division, is probably because Brian Thomas Jr. and Hunter are going to be like some premier elite wide receiver duo, and neither one of them have really moved the needle this year.
No, and for Travis,
different combo.
Yeah, for Travis, I understand just because of the way that they're like deploying him, but also this was kind of what we were saying in that like you should probably figure out the way over the summer of how you want to, how you want to deploy.
At the
him.
very least, it'll take time to figure that out.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
When it comes
for BTJ, it's just it's a combination of like he's been bad, and then you are also playing with a notoriously like inaccurate quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And what like makes it even more highlighted, of course, is like the type of drops that BTJ has is genuinely like, oh my God, like you don't usually, or I feel like I haven't seen any type of drops like that in the NFL level through all the games that I've watched. Like that just doesn't feel normal.
No one's ever dropped the ball like BTJ.
Yeah.
No, people have. It's not that crazy, but it's crazy from somebody that we thought was going to be like a true dominant X receiver. And the drops over the middle of the field, the concentration drops. So like, it just feels like he's in his own head. And Jaguars fans will tell you that it is probably linked to an injury that they think he sustained in the preseason that's kind of lingered a little bit. That's kind of been the cope, is that he's playing through injury and that's holding him back. But I think also he's just in mental jail, obviously. And like, I'm sure he is hurt to some degree. Everyone in the NFL is hurt. It's not unreasonable to give him that out. You know, like that probably does play some factor. But you come in a little banged up. You make some boneheaded plays. You're scared to get hit because of a giant hit you took in the preseason. And then you start overthinking it because you have these couple bad games. Everybody's asking you about it. Everyone's on your ass about it. Things start to pile up. And suddenly you're just like really focused every play of getting out of that slump. And it just builds on yourself. So I think it's overall just a all-encompassing disaster class for him right now.
Yeah. And to bring this over to the NBA real quick. Listen, he got the injury and he's like, I'm on my DeAndre Ayton time. He's like, I just need to get to my second contract.
I hope
and that's it. But it is very, I think
strange.
It's strange. And last week's game was a very good indicator to me that it is all mental and that everybody kind of realizes it. Every single target that he had last week, outbreaking. They said, listen, you're scared to go across the middle? Fine. Just don't do it, right? We'll get you the ball in other ways. We'll still allow you to be productive and to be a part of this offense. And for Jacksonville, like if that's the start of him saying, okay, I can, catch the ball and I only have to worry about the sideline, maybe getting hit, whatever. And we have to build this thing from the ground up. Obviously, it's extremely frustrating because this is a guy last year that you thought coming into this year, oh, this can be like a perennial, Pro Bowl or All Pro type of guy, and we had to take multiple steps back.
Yeah.
But if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. But I think that with him and with Lawrence, maybe building their connection also from the ground up is where it needs to go, because if his best moments were with Mac Jones, that's also a problem.
Yeah. I have an interesting stat. Brian Thomas Jr. has the league's second worst catch rate in the entire league. Can you guess the player who he's ahead of?
Xavier Legette.
Damn.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And why is it that high? Because he's getting a ton of targets.
Yeah.
They're still believing in him. They're still trying to empower him to fight through this and be the star we know he can be. He didn't get worse at football unless it's like a true like mirage of a rookie season, which we've seen in the past. A couple big plays make it seem like someone's on a star leap, and they come in the second year and those big plays don't go their way, and all of a sudden they're looking regular. I don't believe that's the case with Brian Thomas Jr. Like, he was truly exceptional as a vertical route runner last year, being able to use his height, weight, speed combo to just dominate every receiver in front of him. I mean, every cornerback in front of him. I'm going to go, this is like a 2 out of 10 real. I'm not really panicking on Brian Thomas Jr. yet. If we get to week 8 or 9 and it's still the case, I'm like, okay, maybe we took too much liberties in the first season of his career, expecting him to continue to get better linearly as time goes on.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned earlier, Ladd McConkey also hasn't been on shit. I don't think Ladd McConkey is a bust. I think a few games, balls can go to other people. You can have the run game going like they are, and they'll just, well, never mind. I can't really give him that out because he is getting a lot of targets and he's just dropping them and it's been bad. But I think it's a few bad games, and for everything we said, there's clearly some mental things to work through. I've liked everything I've heard from Liam Cohen as they try to like empower him to work through this. I'm willing to bet that when time goes on, he'll bounce back from this.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, the games are mounting up, so maybe I can't say that for too much longer.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have like a 5 out of 10 system for me personally because again, clean slate. A quarter of season is damn near gone.
Yeah,
I'm worried right now.
So I would say 5 out of 10 worried, and not like we said, it has nothing to do with his skill or do I actually think that he's good. I just think that when you have mental blocks of doing stuff that is fundamental to your position, that's kind of worrisome. But there's also the side of it where we've also seen him this season have success over the middle of the field. In the Texans game, he had a pass to basically like seal the game, where it was a deep in-breaking route, and he was able to catch and run for like 40, 50 yards. And you saw that success, you saw that connection. So there's not this thing in my mind where I'm thinking, okay, he can't do this anymore. We just have to wait probably until week 8 or 9 to where he feels like he can get hit and come back up. The only issue is if we are still working through this, what happened in the Bengals game can't happen moving forward. Like you can't be so worried about getting hit that now when you are short arming catches, the ball gets intercepted. That's when it's bad. So I do understand, and that's why I said I like the fact that Liam Cohen is like every pass we throw your way, it's either you're gonna catch it or it's gonna go out of bounds.
Yeah.
But nothing going your way can get intercepted at this point.
As time goes on, there's just like a lot less room for error because although how fantastic Thomas Jr. when I drafted him round 1. I was gonna say as every week goes by, competition gets a little bit more tougher.
This is a real play in Alabama's playbook though. This is good.
That was 10 out of 10, man. The next 3 games that they have, they face off against the Chiefs, the Seahawks, and the fucking Rams, bro. As amazing as their defense has looked, as amazing as their run game on offense, and also on the other side of the end too, their run defense, superb. But I have to see who they played. They played the Panthers. They played the Bengals when Burrow was there still. And they also played the Texans. Now, they did get a great win against the 49ers, but this is like a real litmus test over the next 3 games. And I don't want to necessarily still come in. I wouldn't want to go ahead and come in with BTJ, who is playing far below average. There's going to be less margin for error now.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where every week goes by. This team has a real chance to win the division. They will not win the division or make a splash without Brian Thomas being an elite player. He has to really, really turn it on. Otherwise, this is just going to be a strange year for the team where they're good and competent and like they fix the culture, but there's no ceiling because your top 2 weapons aren't getting anything going. So
also,
we'll see.
Trevor Lawrence, let's hit some passes. Like,
jeez, yeah, this is one of the worst years of his career.
I like every
he's had some more rough years. Trust me,
he's had some stinkers, but every single week there's going to be passes that you just know you have to bake into the Trevor Lawrence stat line of these inaccurate throws, these bad passes and passes that you wish that you have back, and it just, especially with Lawrence, it feels a little bit more, and so that's also in terms of like BTJ and being scared. If I was purely basing it off of him, it'll probably be 4 out of 10. The fact that Trevor Lawrence is also throwing him the ball will probably go 5 out of 10. But as for him specifically, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have faith in bounce back here, but every week that passes and we don't see it, I will get less and less confidence. So you got about 2 more weeks of confidence left in me.
Yeah.
Next thing to talk about. This is a big surprise that we talked about on Monday's episode after their most recent game in which they shined. Got to talk about it even more because you've had breaking news since. The Ravens' defense being absolute garbage is probably the biggest surprise of the season to me outside of Daniel Jones. Just because I was under the belief that this defense would be revitalized by the additions they made in the secondary and I was under the assumption, or not even assumption, I truly believed that this would be their best chance of making a contending team. That this would be my Super Bowl pick because I believe this defense could get back to being top tier like they were a couple years ago. And obviously Lamar is Lamar and Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. I assume there'd be no drop off there, which is another conversation because there has been. But defensively, I believe in this to be a top tier unit. This has been an absolutely terrible defense in pretty much every way. And we got to talk about it now because Nnamdi Madubuike is going to miss the entire season. And last time we talked about it, we talked about maybe he'll be back in a couple weeks. We don't know for sure, but that's going to be a big swing factor. He's done. And with him being done is also the chance of this being an elite defense. Any bounce back idea we had was fully tied on him getting back and their pass rush being brought back to life. They will not have a good pass rush this entire season, and this guarantees it.
So now you have a Ravens team that is going to look like they have looked for the better part of 3 years, which is very, very suspect. And Lamar Jackson. And even Lamar has a hamstring injury now, so like we'll see what he looks like in the coming weeks, and then for the rest of the season. But you have to have him be. He has to be Superman now to win these games, and everything the way that we were talking about Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and you're gonna have to rely on this offense to keep you in games and to win these games, and Burrow's gonna have to put it on his shoulders. It's going to be the same thing with Lamar and with Derrick Henry. That offense is going to have to carry.
So I guess we can expand this. Not even just the Ravens defense. Man. The biggest surprise of the season is the Ravens downfall and them being 1-3 and slaughtered with injuries. They're at fucking infirmary right now. Roquan Smith is hurt. Granted, he was pretty terrible the first few games, but he's hurt now. Madubuike is out for the whole year. Their secondary is already banged up. Lamar's going to miss maybe 2 weeks. Like Stanley's hurt. The left tackle, like up and down the roster, they are bad and injured, which is a terrible combination because you can't even tell yourself, people are coming back soon. We're going to get Madubuike back. Our rookies are going to take steps when those guys come back to be in a better role. We're going to get going as the season goes on. We don't know when these guys are going to be healthy, if ever. It's just a season from hell, essentially, is what it feels like.
Yeah, their defense is completely it wasn't even good to start off with earlier off in the season, and now to see all the injuries happen to over half of their starters is the most hellacious thing to go ahead and face up against as an NFL defense, and especially too, like what makes this even worse is the magnifying glass of expectations that's been put on them, considering also too being faced with literally all of these Super Bowl contenders except for the Eagles throughout the first 4 weeks. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
So we're framing this right. 1 to 10, how real is this that this team is having a disaster class season and they won't be a true contender? Low key 8. Like this is very real. Like my idea of them as being my Super Bowl pick is so far out the window. There's no part of me anymore that believes they can win the Super Bowl this year. Even if it's not their fault because the injuries, that's obviously like the nail in the coffin. But man, they just are not good defensively, aren't good against the run, aren't good against the pass, don't have the edge rushing talent because Mike Green is skinny and raw and unready to be a real threat there. Madubuike is gone, so the interior defensive line doesn't really have anybody that can crush the pocket well. Their secondary, they brought in Jair Alexander, got hurt immediately. I like Nate Wiggins. I like Marlon Humphrey, who's also hurt. I forgot. Marlon Humphrey's dealing with injury. Not enough. Even with Kyle Hamilton being a top-tier safety, the pass coverage is still leaky because their edge rushing group isn't getting there on time. The second line of the defense, their linebacker room, has been bad. Roquan Smith looks like he's taken several steps back. Yeah. There's so many holes and no reinforcements coming. Then you add on to the fact that their offense has been weirdly feast or famine. They have one of the highest stuffed run percentages in the NFL right now. Derrick Henry is either breaking off a 20-yard touchdown or getting hit for -2 yards. It's
while
weirdly
fumbling that too as well.
While fumbling that bitch too. So we have Lamar Jackson being under siege, and it's not like he has a copious wide receiver room that can make up for it when the defense knows they don't have to load up to stop the run because they're being hit or miss. Everything is tumbling for them right now, and I don't really see a fix.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. I think like in a vacuum, I would feel 10 out of 10. Word. The only reason why I feel decent or better than 10 out of 10 is because the division also sucks. And Cleveland is 1-3, the Bengals are 2-2, and the Steelers are 3-1. We know that we don't believe in that. Yeah. Everybody in this division right now currently has a negative point differential.
Yeah.
It is easy to be had. You still have, like, you are 1-0 in the AFC North. You still have 2 games against Cincinnati. You still have 2 games against Pittsburgh. If you can get those 2 games, and if you can keep yourself in a position to where in 2 or 3 weeks, whenever Lamar comes back, then we will be fine. Because as Super Bowl contenders with you, Yeah, that's out the door. I don't believe in that anymore. But can we get into the playoffs? Lamar's shown
Sure.
that if Lamar's there in a regular season context, we're gonna win games.
Yeah. I don't even care if they win the division and make the playoffs, just because I feel like anything other than a Super Bowl for them is just, it might as well be an 0-16 season for what matters in their conversation, you know? You've been so good for so long. Lamar's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in a regular season sense.
Yeah.
He is one of the 10 most talented players to ever play the position. If he's not going to be winning a Super Bowl this year, there's not going to be too many more years where they're more equipped, you know? So like every year for them, at least, he's completely championship or bust. So I don't really give a fuck if they can make it into the playoffs and lose to the Bills again.
Yeah.
That to me is as much of a failure as anything else.
Sounds like there's no amount of copium, hopamine, or whatever like insane weird fan drug that you induce yourself with that can like genuinely get you out of this depth. Considering like they were a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, and like Lamar will have another year where he loses in the playoffs and he will be called a choker. Maybe it's true. Maybe he plays poorly, or maybe the defense gives up 37 points a game like they have so far this season, and they just continue to get aired out by these top teams, and he doesn't really have a chance. Either way, we're in for another year of Lamar being called one of the biggest chokers to ever play the sport, deserved or not. It just feels like we're running back the same exact outcome as every other year.
Damn.
Low-key 10 out of 10. I'm 10 out of 10 worried. It's 10 out of 10 real.
Yeah.
What can we learn from this? Sometimes unfortunate shit happens to unfortunate people, and it never changes.
Damn, man, this is sad.
Yeah, everybody has like these weird like lost years in their history in their franchise or whatever. So it does suck that this is going to be one of those years where it's like smack dab in the middle of their prime. And if the Chiefs 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl in 22 after trading Tyreek, if that was one of those like lost seasons, nobody really would have blinked an eye because you would have understood, okay, this is what happens to franchises. You have to get rid of some people. You have to rebuild, retool, all of that stuff. The fact that you came into this year thinking, oh, this is the best team that Lamar has ever had, and it's not there, that's the disappointing part about it.
Yeah. And like, it kind of is a little similar to that 2023 season, except Mahomes just a fucking goat, and they found a way to win the Super Bowl despite being depleted. But it kind of, actually, they also had the lead defense that year. So maybe it's more similar to last year with the Chiefs, where this team is just depleted, and the offense doesn't have the floor we thought it did. Their success rate is bad. They're not a consistent offense. That is weird. The fact that a Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry offense will have less than 50% success rate on the run, strange. Doesn't make sense. It does make sense because their offensive line has more holes than we give him credit for. Falele is a terrible starting right guard, so that is a problem. And maybe Derrick Henry is going to get a year older and doesn't quite have the ability to make it like so every run is a guarantee. I don't know. So many things are stacking up that the floor we thought they had isn't quite as floory as it once was, and the defensive talent isn't there for the ceiling to be as ceilingy as we thought it was. Like you said, it's just a lost year, and the shit just happens.
That's
That's so like deflating.
It is. It just is what it is. Mixed with a Roquan Smith fall off potentially through a few games. It feels like mixed with Matty BK being hurt, the rookies not being ready. Like shit just happens, and all across the roster, just not as talented as you thought.
Yeah, I think the worst part about all of this is that if there was ever a time to get the Kansas City Chiefs, it would be this year. It would be right now. Yeah, and you can't capitalize on that. And
so we gotta get the Bills first. The Bills are obstacle one before we even talk about the Chiefs. They got to beat the Bills. Like, the Bills are up right now.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, they are, but they have to either one. Right? You think about going to the Super Bowl. The AFC runs through the Chiefs, and so if you were going to take a shot at them, it had to be now, and it's just not going to happen.
That's true.
They have so there's like. Obviously, we're 4 weeks in, and so you have to take this with multiple grains of salt. But the top 7 teams in the conference right now are Buffalo, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Bengals, and the Chiefs. Let's swap the Bengals and the Broncos since they just played and they have the same record, all that. So Broncos and Chiefs for like the top 7. And then you have like the Patriots waiting on the outside. Obviously, you think that Baltimore can get back into this. But in that top 7, it still does feel like there's a lot of really, really solid teams that for the rest of the season, I feel comfortable about.
Yeah. No, it's not a given that they'll be a playoff team. Like when I say that because of Lamar Jackson injury thing, we don't know exactly what it is. If he's out for 3 more weeks and they lose all 3 of those games and they're fucking 1-6, I'm not going to predict them to make the playoffs, even though I feel so good about their ability to like at least crack 500 from that. I won't be confident that happens at all. Like, at that point, That feels like a Steelers are winning the division type of year. The Steelers are 3-1. As lukewarm as we feel about the Steelers, they're winning games and they're getting better in many ways. They're unlocking DK Metcalf by moving around the formation more. They're getting a run game going that doesn't need to have a good running back there. Kenneth Gainwell is dicing teams up. Like, they're improving. So even if the Ravens do bounce back to some degree, if the hole they dig is deep enough, the Steelers can just wait them off.
Yeah. The team that we all look at and it's like, if you need a get right game, you go play them. The Cowboys. The Cowboys have given up 132 points this season. The Baltimore Ravens have given up 133 points.
Yep. They're also a walking lick.
Yeah. Cowboys, ironically enough. Jesus
Yep. All right, those are the 4 biggest surprises so far. Next one I want to talk about is a surprise that isn't quite as devastating as these other ones.
The most predictable surprise of all time.
Well, no, this is a different one. I want to go to this one first. I don't know how to gauge this one because the team is undefeated. Yeah, close our laptop. Let's go. Let's get into it. Biggest surprise of this season. The Eagles offense being dog shit, but them also being undefeated because it doesn't matter if they can throw the ball or not.
Yeah.
Strange combination of facts. They haven't lost a game, but also have not played a full game in which their passing offense was even average. It has been a bottom of the barrel awful passing attack, but they're so good in so many other ways that it hasn't mattered. That's a surprise to me that their passing attack has dropped so much. I thought it could pass some. I talked about the Kellen Moore thing in the preseason as like being a bigger deal than we act like it is, just because losing a good OC, even if you have a good infrastructure, you got to replace them with a good OC and figure things out, right? And we weren't sure they have the head coach to be quite as reliable as a Dan Campbell, who we know is a great coach and will replenish it. We feel better about that. But I didn't think they would be like incapable of throwing the ball for such large chunks of time. And if you told me before the season that Jalen Hurts would have games where he has 0 completions in the second half against great teams, would I tell you they're going to win that game? Fuck no.
I would assume that Jalen Hurts is out. Like, I would assume he's out for the game. Some injury happens.
0 completions is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're in a weird place where it's a surprise that they look so terrible, but they're still undefeated, still Super Bowl favorites, I'm imagining. How do we feel about this? How real is this lack of passing game and how like concerning is it?
I think the lack of passing game, it's clearly real. Like, it's clearly something where seems like it's here to stay, which I think is the most frustrating thing because the idea of so there's like 2 things that I feel like are causing the Eagles to have this like very subpar offense. And one of them I think is just a genuine like foundational belief of how we want to play football. And so I think from Sirianni top down, if we are saying we're going to play this very conservative, very efficient style of football, and we're just going to squeeze all of the life and the air out of the ball, that is what we're going to do. And I think that is how he wants to play football. So that is why I think like the passing offense is going to be the way that it is. I think also the fact that this offensive line, we touched on it on Monday, the fact that the offensive line and the running game has not gotten off to a great start. However, in our minds, anytime we talk about the Eagles, we say they have the best offensive line. They have Saquon Barkley. The run game is amazing. The fact that you have this innate thing in your mind leads you to now operate as if you are doing that, and then you don't feel like you have to change because in your mind you think one thing when reality is different. So those 2 things very much scare me that like the offense is going to kind of be middling for the rest of the year. The only piece of copium, any cope or hope drug, any of that. The only thing that I can say is maybe they are doing kind of what they did last year, which is we're going to expand the playbook as the year goes on. And there are looks that they showed in like weeks 15 and 16 that they didn't show in weeks 2 and 3. And there were formations that they did. Maybe that's the only piece. And I don't even feel great about that.
That is a good example of complete hopium.
I told you, that's the only thing that's it. That's all I have.
Yeah, no, I think if they saw the worst offense in the league for 3 weeks, they'd probably just pull that bitch out in week 4. They'd probably accelerate the plan.
But you would think that after seeing not only just the second half of the Rams game, but the first half of the Bucs game where you were being more creative, you were throwing shovel plays to Dallas Goedert, and then the second half comes and AJ Brown, he got like mad targets. Those are the most BS targets in terms of like we're getting blitzed, we're getting pressured. You just run We're just running stop routes every single time, and that's it.
That's what I want to point out. Is you just mentioned the creativity, dunk shovel passes to Goddard and all this stuff. Cool. That sounds like a good script to start the game. That's not even the point though. Like, what the answer to this team is not we need more shovel passes to Dallas Goddard. We need more creativity, all this stuff. It's down to down. Why don't we have basic modern passing concepts? Why are we running such a vanilla ass passing tree out of these vanilla ass heavy formations that just aren't getting anybody open and aren't facilitating Jalen Hurts to use his strengths? He has had there's been stretches of play where Jalen Hurts has had so little impact just because they're the most bullshit routes out there. And he's the type of quarterback that obviously needs a specific style of passing attack to be able to use his strengths. So he's not out there just looking at nothing, having to scramble. And their inability to do that when they have so many years of knowing how to do that, it's just been so baffling.
Honestly, yeah. Going back to what you're saying, like that hope of just that brain trust of just thinking that they're waiting to save whatever's new in their playbook and they're trying to expand and like let it evolve is probably the only thing that you can grasp to, because it's like you went through things like this before last season, correct? In terms of like seeing major developments.
To some degree.
But like even the two biggest moments in terms of like AJ Brown, saying like, oh, I need the ball, or saying like the passing offense and all that. That was they played the Steelers in like week 15 and that happened. And then even the Packers game wasn't like a crazy explosive game. Like they ended up winning pretty comfortably, but that was a defensive masterclass. So yeah, there were multiple times late in the season and even into the playoffs where it's like, yo, what is happening here, right? What's going on?
And what makes this feel like so irritating is that you guys are so good pretty much everywhere else. Obviously not as strong as last year, but still, even then, considering like how special the defensive side is, and Saquon Barkley still there doing Saquon things, although he's not having the special type of season that he had last year. It's super frustrating because like these heights, there's unspeaken territories that could be reached, and it's just like you guys are shackling yourself with your own handcuffs.
Oh, I guess the interesting part of this conversation is how much does it matter? Because they are 4-0. They are winning games despite of this. And I saw a tweet that someone said, it's weird that I have no idea who the best team in the league is right now. And somebody quoted it acting like a genius. And they were like, probably the team that showed they don't need to pass the ball to win. Talking about the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, haha, real funny. Like that, you're a genius, man. No shit. I think the question is, yes, you could say they don't need to pass the ball to win. But also you could say, well, eventually they will. Like eventually they'll get to the playoffs and they'll play a great team who is more game plan to sit on everything that's allowed them to win. They won't allow field goals to be blocked. They'll have a higher level offense that can, succeed against that great defense. And you'll need to pass the ball late game in a shootout. How can you be confident in this team that's showed you zero ability to do that when the game matters in the second half, So like at a certain point, even though they don't need to be a top tier passing offense to win games, you still want to have proof that they can when they inevitably will need to.
Yeah, shit.
I think you could take that to Sirianni, and Sirianni would be like, listen, just go back and watch the tape in the second half of the Rams game. That's all the proof that you need, right? that we can do it.
Yeah.
But is that still confidence in you that like you should still view them as the favorite in the NFC?
Yes. I think so. I think the only other team in the NFC right now, like the Packers, are starting to middle, so I kind of need to see a little bit more of them to see proof of concept.
Or even the AFC. I shouldn't narrow it down, but just in general, do you still feel good about their ability to double back?
I actually feel really good about the AFC at this point, because I'm assuming that it's only going to be either Kansas City or Buffalo.
Josh Allen walks through those doors as both teams are constructed right now. I don't know.
There's one thing about Buffalo that even though that we are not great at it right now, and this is the one part that I'm going to hold on to despite what the stats say, I do feel like we will be able to exploit this if we play Buffalo and win the game very handily. I think we will be able to run the ball against them because everybody can run the ball against Buffalo.
Okay.
That's why I think if we play them, the game will be won.
I think Buffalo doesn't put up points on any defense they play right now, unless they have a generational run defense, which I do not think the Eagles are going to be some like just 2002 Ravens run defense where you can't run the ball against them. So I think the Buffalo O-line will manhandle anybody they play. Josh Allen will do Josh Allen things. And that's the exact team I think that it will be a high-scoring game, and they will need to have some passing attack to go band for band in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. And right now, I'm not sure how to feel about the Eagles in that way.
Yeah, I agree. Like right now, when it comes to their complete offense, it's one of the worst that the league has to offer in terms of like yardage. In terms of strength,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
like,
I'm laughing, but you're not wrong.
can you get up the field? It doesn't matter how you do it. Can you get up the field?
But they're 4-0, and we feel more confident than anybody. It's so weird.
And here's also another reason why is because they are perfect in the red zone. All of like the stuff around the margins that has happened over the last 2 weeks that has contributed to it. They blocked 2 field goals. They started last week's game with a blocked punt. You're winning on special teams. You're winning the turnover battle. The explosives aren't happening right now. If they did have explosives, they would far and away be the favorite. But the fact that you are getting these other things, it lets me feel good about that specific thing. And so I'm okay. I'm okay with that and still winning games. Obviously, the passing offense, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah. The biggest thing in like we for real have to highlight this because it's crazy how different the running game is.
Yeah. I'm just like assuming that'll get better with time.
But
it's bad. Yeah, the offense. Like,
it's not even. It's bad.
Yeah, and like as another thing, so many things about this team were overlooked in the offseason because they're coming off a championship. They did lose Mekhi Becton, and it was assumed they'd be able to just replace him just because Jeff Stoutland is God. But like, you have to rework your offensive line in many ways when you lose a starter. So add injuries on top of that, add new offensive coordinator on top of that. Like maybe you're right. Maybe this is just going to be an average rushing team.
Yeah, like so Becton left. Landon Dickerson got hurt before the season in training camp. Cam Jurgens had back issues in the playoffs of last year and had to get that worked on this offseason. Last year, and again, an all-time great season, so like you expected to come back to the middle of the pack, but this is where it was. They were second in explosive runs, first in explosive touchdowns, second in yards before contact per attempt. This year, 11th in explosive runs, 11th in success rate, 22nd in yards before contact per attempt.
Jeez.
The Houston Texans are ahead of them in yards before contact.
So what sounds like the difference is Nick Chubb versus Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley can make things happen, getting hit behind the backfield. Nick Chubb cannot.
And then they are 24th in yards per attempt with the stack box. Where last year they were killing stack boxes.
Yep.
Those are anytime they had a stack box, Saquon is going for 60. That's not really happening right now. And so all of that stuff obviously contributes to the offense if you are trying to play this very conservative offense. And then there's obviously the passing, the creativity. Can we figure out a way not only to have A.J. Brown run go routes, because that's obviously a great way to like jumpstart the offense. Can we get him on a deep over? Can we get Devontae Smith on deep posts? Like, can we have these guys with some movement? And one of the things that I was looking at was in 22, which was the first Super Bowl year, yards after catch. The Eagles were 9th in yards after catch. They were putting people in positions where they can make plays with the ball in their hands. This year, right now, they are dead last in yards after catch.
That's so damning, bro.
It is either we are going to throw these goal balls and we're going to throw it to the boundary, and so you're either going to catch it or it's going to go out of bounds, or out routes, stop routes, instantly tackled. No, there's no movement. There's not a lot of creativity. And even though, and we can have this conversation another day, whatever. But regardless of how you feel about Jalen Hurts and his limitations as a passer and what he's good at, what he's bad at, he's good enough to throw one dig a game. You know, like you can do that a little bit. And he doesn't have to be Jared Goff. That doesn't have to be a consistent diet. But I promise you, he's good enough to where you can have one or two of those plays a game, and it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. You know,
funny sense it is he's good enough for one single dig.
No, I'm saying
he's good enough for exactly 2 digs a game. Don't ask anything else. Or
No.
Yeah, and so it's like
how quickly the top 5 arguments died in darkness. I haven't heard that a single time.
No, I'm just saying like to think that like regardless of how bad you think he is, he's not that bad. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so and it feels like Petula treating him like he is that bad. Yeah. It feels like Petula's a Jalen Hurts hater.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't throw.
Yeah.
Guys are running back.
Honestly.
Let him cook. We have Bill Polian running the offense now. And it's not okay.
Yeah, just a weird year. Like, I don't even know what to rate this or how real I think it is, because it's such a conundrum of being so bad offensively.
No, it's
so
real.
unbeatable.
It's real.
No, the offense being bad is real, but how real is it that it will like matter? I don't know.
For me personally, I think because of how great they've been when it comes to being able to convert on turnovers and knowing that some, like with all their worries, they're still decent at certain things. I feel like with this being the biggest hump, it's the most like fixable hump too, because at the end of the day,
It's the most
all
obvious
this
fix in
is
the
just
world.
like philosophy. All this is just like having a one-on-one conversation and adjusting your game plan. So I think like it's not like they don't have like no deep threats or anything like that, or they're like talent deficient or depleted. So I think me personally, I'm gonna give this, I won't say 5 out of 10. I want to say like 6 out of 10 simply because it's like, bro, why are you even thinking like that in the first place? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of it mattering, I'll go 4 out of 10 because for all the reasons that we said, I do think that they are great on the margins. I think that they win a lot of the battles that matter, and the NFC is super wide open. So that means that it's kind of they can have the NFC, but like
I don't know. So right now, are they better than the Lions as of today?
I would take them over the Lions.
The playoffs started today, and the conference championship is today. You pick them over the Lions.
That's tough.
I don't know why. I like maybe I would just because of like preconceived notions.
Mm.
I don't know why I would if I'm being like real.
Based off what we saw this season, like we should pick the Lions, but I'm probably still going to lean towards the Eagles.
Yeah,
for
like
all
they have so much goodwill built up that it'd be
Yeah.
easy to pick the Eagles. But for the first 4 games, like they're the better team, even though they're 3-1.
Yes, the one thing, if it's the playoffs and then finally we snap out of it, and obviously like there's
lock in.
yeah, just lock in. But the fact that the Lions still do, like, the Lions' base defense and what they want to do directly leans into what Jalen Hurts is good at and where this offense can,
A lot of man
can shine
coverage.
at. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point.
and so
Yeah.
that's where I think they could win.
And they pull out cover 3 and Jalen Hurts is
Not too much. Not too much.
what?
Don't do that.
I gotta throw a post
Stop that.
between the deep middle third. Oh, fuck.
Put too low when I see you, man.
Is that shit on my shoe? Fuck.
See, we didn't even have to go there. We didn't even have to go there.
Cover 2, fuck.
That's just a line too far.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again,
Then you wonder why AJ Brown tweeting out scriptures, because we're in these conversations where everybody's getting disrespected.
Yeah.
they're so fickle.
This is funny as hell.
We think they're still gonna win the Super Bowl. How dare you make fun of my quarterback?
Oh, 100%.
We need a 100% approval rating in all aspects.
100%. Because this is the difference between like being just like a regular like good team that
Oh.
can win. Like no, for real. Like
Okay.
I'm being 100% serious.
Okay.
Being like a 12-win team that either like gets to the conference championship or makes like a deep playoff run, and being legitimately going back to back and then being considered like one of the best teams in NFL history, or like having this like era, you would want to be firing on all cylinders, and that's just not happening right now. So like that's the issue, is that the path for all the like accolades and success and all that stuff and everything that you do care about, the path is there. But it feels like you are actively running towards the grind to sabotage that, and that's the problem.
Yeah, running towards the grind. That's exactly the best way to put it.
100%. And with that being said, that is the 5 biggest surprises of the season I want to talk about today. So it's time for us to run towards some TikTok time.
Wait a second. We got to run towards rent money, because I do have picks, and we do have to.
Our segments.
I did forget. I
We
did
do
forget.
got them. All right, go
Donovan,
ahead.
give us the update on last week's Don's picks of the week. 2 weeks ago, you went a blistering 0-5 2 weeks ago.
Blistering.
Last week, you gave us 5 picks to bounce back with.
Mhm.
This is the first time we had some pushback where we were like, I don't know about that one. We didn't feel too good about it up here. What did you go last week?
Improvement 1-4.
Oh my God.
Now, I will say, okay, Vikings -2.5.
Mhm.
That's on me, coach. That's on me. I saw an international game. We talked about it, saying don't fall for the trap. And I said, I'm still going to do it.
I told you stay away.
You did.
On camera.
You did. And I said,
And you
what?
bet on Carson Wentz.
It doesn't matter.
Hammers.
It doesn't matter. I woke up. It is peak. Like when Bill Simmons is like, yeah, I hate London games because you wake up at 10 o'clock and you're already down 10 points. It was literally that. Like I wake up and the first play that I see, DK Metcalf is running 80 yards, and I'm like, what did I just do? So there's that aspect of it. Then I picked the Chargers -6.5. Joe Alt lost his ankle, and all hope went out the window.
Worst offensive line performance. I mean, I guess you couldn't have foreseen Joe Alt getting hurt in the offensive line, being complete dog shit. You also didn't know Mekhi Becton was going to be out for the game at that point either. So you didn't know they were down like 4 starters.
So yeah, so then we have the Chargers -6.5. I did get. Let me see what else I have. I had a quick win, a very very quick win. We lost. We ended up losing because I had the Packers -6.5 as well on Sunday night, and they tied. And I was like,
That's
guys,
tough.
are we serious right now? This is like they listen. They didn't cover, but like, come on, guys. Like
Dak masterclass. Cooked you.
yes. And then the last one was I had the Jets money line on Monday night, and for a second, for the first like quarter of that game, I actually felt very good because the Jets, they jetted.
You picked the Jets to win a game. Is that the one? Is that the one we talked about? Where you're like, I hate Miami, and I was like, you're an emotional bettor. Was that what we're talking about?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
Probably.
Picking the Jets to win a game. Are
Now
you nuts?
hold on.
Are you nuts?
In my defense, though, in my defense, the Jets came out and that first drive that they had, they were gashing them. I mean, they were getting like 8-9 yards a carry, and then they go and Braylon Allen fumbles at the goal line. You come out of halftime. Justin Fields just scored a touchdown. The game is manageable, and they fumbled on the kickoff on halftime, giving the booty up multiple times. Right?
Giving the booty up.
I was very very upset. So so we went 1-4. However, we do have 5 picks this week.
I don't even know what a
And I'm
hole is
back.
now. You're like 10 picks deep.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
The
about
record
that.
is inconceivably bad. For all you commenters who keep saying that you're betting against Donovan every week, it is thus
You're
far.
welcome.
They're astronomically up right
You're
now.
so up.
You're welcome.
Keep doing it. Keep betting against him every week. You will be profitable.
Oh, that was my win. It slipped my mind, but I remember I had Jags +3.5. Love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Love that. Okay, so
What are
this
your
week
5 picks for this week?
we got the Bucks +3 against the Seahawks. You are going on the road. However, Tampa Bay, every single game of theirs is going to be close. And I think even like falling down in the hole against the Eagles last week, you started off the game with a block punt. I do like what Seattle is doing defensively. However, I like them. I don't like them that much. I think Tampa Bay can still make.
Congratulations, Seahawks fan. You will win by more than 4 points.
So I'm taking the Bucks +3. Next game,
Okay.
Commanders +2.5 against the Chargers.
That's fair.
That offensive line performance was
Let's
awful.
go. We're gonna win.
It was bad.
I was worried.
You can still win, but I got that +2.5.
Let's go.
Okay.
We're
You
gonna
know,
win, man.
I got
worried.
that +2.5.
Okay.
But I do think that Washington, one against that offensive line, and then 2 getting Jaden Daniels back is gonna help. So I will take that.
All right.
Pats +8.5 against the Bills. Buffalo sneaky. Buffalo sneaky, right?
Yeah.
Especially when I was going through the stats yesterday, and I was looking at like the Eagles' explosive run rate and the Ravens and all their stuff. Guess who gives up the most explosive runs in the NFL?
The Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. They've given up 26 in
They
four-
also played the
in 4
Ravens
games.
in a shootout in week 1. So probably
10 of those were from Baltimore.
that's a lot for one game.
The
It's a huge portion.
the other 16 in 3 weeks. You're giving
That's
up
a good
5
amount, yeah.
explosive runs a game.
Who else they play?
They played.
A-Chain, Henry. Who are the other games against?
They just played New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think
And
Kamara
then,
got any.
and then they played the Jets, and Justin Fields got hurt.
Oh yeah.
And so I do think that New England, especially like, I think that they'll be able to have some success on the ground
Okay.
if they don't turn the ball over 5 times like they did 2 weeks ago. Right? They've proven that they could be at least a little competent. I just think 8.5 is just a little bit too much, and I'm getting it at a nice number. So I like the Pats +8.5.
Okay.
I bet on the Jags last week. We're betting against them this week. I'm taking Chiefs -3 on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that.
The
Chiefs
yes,
-3.
the Jags defense, amazing, but that's because they are causing turnovers like crazy. They have 13 turnovers over the first 4 games. You know who doesn't turn the ball over? You know who I trust to be extremely pinpoint accurate in all of his decisions? Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the Chiefs, and then
Smart. I like that bet.
and then lastly, this is where I'm going. Extremely sicko, and this is going to be a group pick. Also because I could not decide.
Okay.
So this is going to be the sicko pick of the week.
Okay.
We're either going Giants money line against the Saints,
Oh my god.
or we are going. Or you guys can make the pick for Dolphins versus Panthers.
Dolphins versus Panthers.
I'm picking the Panthers for that, I think.
Oh, I don't slow down.
Because look, okay, so the other games that we can pick, we have Niners Rams on. We have Niners Rams on Thursday.
What's
Vikings,
the line?
7
For Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vikings Browns. I'm not touching another London game, especially Dylan Gabriel's first start. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Vikings.
Texans Ravens. Texans are 1.5 point favorites.
No.
You have the Colts. Colts minus 6.5 against the Raiders.
I think you know what? I think I feel best about Texans covering with Cooper Rush playing.
See, I was thinking about that, but I didn't know if that was too nasty.
That is kind of gross.
Right?
Give me Texans plus 1.5. I think I haven't thought about it at all.
Oh no, minus 1.5. They're favored.
That's what I meant. My bad. Minus 1.5. I think give me Texans to win, which is disgusting.
Cowboys minus 2.5.
I can't get with y'all with that one.
Yeah,
Cowboys minus 2.5 against who?
Against the Jets. Right? And then it's like the Cardinals minus 8.5 against the Titans. Obviously, the Titans suck, but I'm not trusting the Cardinals to cover 8.5.
Ever heard of a prop bet? Let's get something else going for you. You need to just start picking anytime touchdowns.
Jeez, man.
Give me Derrick Henry anytime TV. Let's make some layups.
You know what? Let's do it. We'll just go Texans money line. No covering, nothing. Just Texans to win the game.
Well, okay, sure. With 1.5, what difference does it make?
That 1.5 be mattering.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Texans should win. Hopefully they build on something. Yeah, Texans should win that game. It's Cooper Rush.
Okay, so and that's the first. It's in the early window. So now we have Texans money line. We have Bucks plus 3, Commanders plus 2.5, Pats plus 8.5, and then we end the week on Monday night. Chiefs minus 3.
Man, this is nasty.
I feel better.
No, this week was disgusting.
About last week than this week. No, actually, no. I feel better of this week compared to last week, but I don't feel much better.
I'm losing faith as every week goes on.
Yeah.
Why? I told you. Either way, I'm giving you keys, right?
It's up to us to figure out how to use them, though, and I
That's
don't
what
like
I'm saying.
that.
I'm giving you the opportunity. I can lead a man. I can either give a man a fish, or I can teach him how to fish. I could do either one, and I'm teaching you how to fish right now.
Oh man,
that's what it is.
I don't know.
I can't. Okay, let's see what the record is after this week.
Yeah,
This is nasty.
This is nasty.
And with that being said,
whoa! Another timeout. We forgot another segment. The Mo You Know, where every single week I come up here in this very spot and I tell you guys about what I learned this week from the NFL. And this time around, it's not more so anything technical or anything like that. It's more so just like narratives, interesting narratives. Exactly. So during a broadcast of, I forgot which game it was. I think they're just doing like their monthly or their daily recap or whatever. It was a broadcast of Tony Gonzalez, and also Richard Sherman was there too. This was like the most disgusting amount of hating from former players that I've ever seen at it. And I didn't know that the NFL had this in their bag, in their game. The NBA is like so superior to this when it comes to player hating and whatnot. But this time around, it's like player hating on guys who were your peers. So in this specific broadcast, Tony Gonzalez witnessed, I believe the Giants were playing the Chiefs just last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. And in that game, that was the game that ultimately decided the end of Russell Wilson's tenure damn near with the Giants, where he was benched later on for Jackson Dart. Tony Gonzalez went as far as to say that Russell Wilson is the first NFL player to play himself out of the Hall of Fame. I've never heard that level of hate where a proven player, someone who's won a Super Bowl, someone who's, I'm assuming, was like one of the top 10 bare minimum quarterbacks in his prime, got to go ahead and witness himself get slandered to this degree. And then Richard Sherman, someone who was his teammate and won with him as well, doubled down on that.
Oh yeah, because he hates him.
Why? I didn't know this existed.
Because everybody thinks he's lame. That's really what it comes down to. Is there's a lot of discourse about whether or not he was the driving force of the championship team, if he got carried, what happened after the defense kind of went past their prime and it became Russ's team, the equity in that and how impressive his career really was. Some people will say he's one of the best quarterbacks ever play, a modern legend type guy that like was always better than the numbers dictate because they didn't let him cook and there's all this whole era. Some will say he is coasting off of being an MVP favorite in week 4 and then trailing off as the year goes on and just kind of being kind of middling. There's a lot of debate there. But underneath all that, there is the underlying through line that we all agree on, and it's that Russell Wilson is lame as fuck.
Wait, why did he just become lame though? Why is he lame?
He's just a dork and people don't like him.
They don't. He really is like, if you had to compare it to the NBA, personality wise and the way people talk about him, he is the NFL version of Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Dwight
it's a
Howard,
little different, but yeah, it's like Dwight Howard was like a Gordon Hayward type of like corny white dude, but also while being annoying. And just being, everyone just thinks he's a square, and for some reason, all the former teammates just don't rock with him. Yeah. Maybe he's just comes. I think he probably comes off like fake. He's very like manufactured and polished, and like I'm the franchise, and he's like real lame in that way. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the locker rooms. I'm sure there's other reasons that people get rubbed the wrong way. Yeah. But everyone just kind of thinks he's a loser, and nobody defends him.
And also, like, if Dwight Howard was married to like some wildly successful pop star, then everybody would be like, "Yo, what's going on here? Like, what? You shouldn't be with her." Like, it was a lot of that early on. So much of that.
But to go back and just try to like scrub what he did in history, I'm not over here saying that he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time or whatever. But I remember him being very good.
I've seen people say he's like one of the, so in terms of like top 15 talent, whatever the number is, and people are hyperbolic. Some people feel that way.
I'm not one of those people. I don't
know if I'm.
I'm not either. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying it exists. Yeah.
That is insane. But
I mean, people say a lot of stuff that exists,
I'm letting you know there's nerds out there that will hype him up in opposition of what you're talking about.
Yeah. Saying that he played himself outside of the Hall of Fame is this like superb S-tier level of hating. I never heard of that level of hating from former players in my entire life.
Yeah, also because that doesn't exist. No, you can't play yourself
out of the Hall of Fame
by being washed for a few years. Like that's an annoying part of like actual sports discourse is players get old and like you see so much of them past their prime, you forget who they were, or some new fans weren't around to see who they were. Yeah. That happens a lot. The Chris Paul effect is the NBA version of that. Obviously, he's much more accomplished. It's different. But that happens a lot in sports, and that part is annoying.
Where would you think Russell Wilson would rank in his prime in the NFL today?
Like 6. He'd be in that tier right after Herbert, where you get into like Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Stroud beforehand, Dak, all those guys.
It's a damn good quarterback. Okay.
Yeah, right after the like MVP caliber guys, and after Burrow, Herbert.
His deep ball, special.
And maybe he's better than Herbert. Maybe that'd be a conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
But he wouldn't be in those like top 3 MVP level guys.
All right, I'm just
or Burrow.
In the process of understanding and learning the Russell Wilson lore.
Well, prime Russell Wilson for 2025 Justin Herbert would be a debate. That'd be a funny ass debate. I don't even know who I'd pick.
You'd pick Herbert.
No, I thought prime Russell Wilson was great. I don't know. If I'm redrafting, I'd pick Herbert. Yeah, he's better in more situations. But if you can get Russell Wilson, the deep threats, and maximize him like Jalen Hurts, give him those weapons that you can like really take advantage of the one strong skill. Maybe.
Who's a better scrambler
between those two?
Yeah.
Between Hurts and Russ?
Yeah.
Russ is a better scrambler. Hurts is more athletic. But like scrambling instinct, I think Russell Wilson is better. Like he's better at making people miss behind the line, like extending plays.
Yeah. It's weird. The last I'll give it to Russ because I feel like Hurts' scramble prime, it honestly wasn't even a lot. Like the last 2 years. This year we've seen him scramble a little bit more. Last year and even in 23, it wasn't like all there. 21 and 22, he was like legitimately good, making people miss, doing like running people over. Hurts was really good, but I think Russ had a bigger stretch of like I can just run around and still look up and throw a prayer ball and it's gonna get there.
Yeah. Hurts is a better, like he's faster and stronger. He can like he's a better. I don't even know how you quantify that, but he's like a more athletic runner in that regard. But yeah, Russell Wilson has some of that like Mahomes gene where he'll keep a play moving behind the line of scrimmage and run and make a play. Like he can extend plays a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, the Mo you know this week, Mo knows that Russell Wilson is an enigma that is controversial for many reasons.
I guess so, man.
He knows he's lame as fuck. That's what he learned. And with that being said, it's time for him to know that it is TikTok time. It's time for us to have some fun, get some segments going. Woo! Woo! The hell was that?
Sometimes I'm just gonna make sure my mouth works.
That's crazy.
What? Sometimes you just like move random body parts and be like, "Wow, bro."
You have to test your mouth.
My ears
on a daily basis.
I can make my ears move too.
Oh, I can too.
Let me see.
Mind you, that's a learned skill.
You can learn that?
When I was in like 3rd grade, there was a girl who could move her ears, and I couldn't. And so every day I was going home just going crazy, just trying to move my ears, trying to get control of it.
I'm gonna use this is the intro to TikTok time. I wasn't going to, but now I have to.
Do you know how scared I would be if I saw my kid just in the corner by? I'd be like, yo. Oh my god.
But I got control of my ears.
Comment what's weirder, him testing his mouth or him moving his ears. But with that being said, after they're done being weird as fuck, it is time for TikTok time. Today, I'm going to show you guys 2 NFL jerseys, one old, one new. You tell me which one is better. So we've done old versus new with logos already. We've done it with quarterbacks and that sort. But we're going to look at uniforms as they got rebranded over the years.
Okay.
So most of these are the same team. I think 1 or 2 aren't. We just compared it for different reasons. But you let me know which generation of this team look cooler.
Let's do it.
Ooh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up first.
New ones look way better. Old is so blocky.
Dude,
I see that old jersey, and all I can think about is 30-30. All I can think about is Jameis Winston.
Well, I remember when the old one first came out in like
Wait,
2013.
30-30 mean like 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions?
Yep, Jameis Winston did that one
That's
year.
a real stat?
Jameis Winston,
Yes.
the one and only.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the new one is so much better. It's back to the original look that was so much better. I remember when they first brought out this new one, I was like 13 years old. I was like, yo, this is so cool. This is so modern. Look at the numbers. They're so angular. It was so dope. Quickly got dated. Quickly looked like I'm looking at a Tron jersey. It's way too robotic. It's way too trying to be young and hip. So glad they went back to the classic.
I'm so happy that Mike Evans played long enough to get back to the old jersey. If his time in Tampa Bay ended with this, it would have been a shame.
Yeah, it was a very brief era in the 2010s where these type of jerseys were like cool, just because it was like this weird idea of being modern. Quickly died. They're all gone.
Thank God, man. Thank God.
Yeah, everyone's going back to throwbacks. So
Yeah, because I didn't realize
Yeah,
that classic look is much more sleek.
and you know what really happened? Tom Brady walked in and said, "I am not wearing that."
God forbid the GOAT wears this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, again, when I was 13, freshman year of high school, 14, I guess, I love these old ones. These old ones were dope.
Yeah,
I wore them in Madden Ultimate Team every year.
Every single time I watch an old highlight of the Bucks, I'm just like, bro, what was they doing back then? Thank God times have changed.
2010s was weird. I talk about it all the time in the NBA ones. I hate 2010s jerseys. This is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Next up, Jaguars.
Oh, the old one. The old one is so much better. I hate this new version of the Jaguars jersey.
It's at some point I'm like, it's simple, it's clean, it's not terrible. Then you look at it, you're like, oh, it's really simple. In that there's nothing there. It's just white with black.
If this was listen, the white is very it's put together. If that was a mesh jersey, if they made those in the same material that you made the old ones in, that is a practice uniform.
It is.
That is what quarterbacks wear in training camp. You should not show up on Sunday wearing this.
He's so passionate.
I hate this.
We are
so
literally
much.
losing recipes.
God damn. I just think they lost their swag. That's it, bro. Simply, I look at the old one, I'm like, wow.
Do you know how
nice.
bad it is to lose swag?
I mean,
You know what's
How
crazy?
detrimental it is to lose swag, because it's not only the 53 people on the team that are losing swag. You have an entire city losing swag, an entire region of Florida.
You know what?
That is swagless.
You're raising kids to be swaggerless. That is so true.
You
I
know
didn't
what's-
think about that.
We keep talking about this. The left one also is bad. We're coming from such a low place that you lost swag when the left already looks like trash.
The left isn't terrible.
It's fine in comparison to the one on the right. It looks beautiful, like next to it, but it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's what. Listen, the numbers are mad wide.
Yeah. Why is there so much space in between the 2 and 8?
Yeah, it's crazy. But we also talk about this all the time. You can either be bad or you can look cool, but you can't do both.
And they
Or
did
you
both.
can't not do bad. You can't lose and look bad.
True.
And they found a way. At least they have the Jaguar on the side, like the full cat.
Yeah, let me know what jersey this is, because by the colors, white and black, I can't tell.
That is true.
If you were rocking this jersey Jeff Teague style, just jersey no draws, I would not know whose
Jeff
team
Teague
you are
You
representing.
know what this jersey looks like?
What does it
It's
look
so
like?
lifeless and nothing. It looks like IMG Academy, a fake school built only for football that's
Yeah.
lifeless and nothing. That's what this looks like. This is an IMG jersey.
I hate it so much.
Definition of lifeless.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, going back to the 80s or today's.
That old 80s is so fire.
This is the biggest blowout I can imagine.
This is like an insane disparity right now.
I'm going with the grandpas. The old is a million times better. And you know that's the case because the best jersey the Seahawks have had all decade is when they brought this one back. That's the one that we're clamoring for to get every week.
This is also, when you talk about mid-2010s, those jerseys, the Seahawks is another perfect example.
They're the only ones that kept that shit. They haven't gotten rid of it. They kept their modern-ass angular jersey. It's still here with all this bullshit patterns everywhere. The mesh, the micro, what's it called?
Microfiber?
No, the
Carbon fiber.
carbon fiber. They got carbon fiber. The
Oh.
numbers still. They're doing so much. It's so maximalist.
Whoever made these jerseys and whoever's like imploring them to keep these jerseys for the rest of the time, it feels like massive fans of
No,
Power
they're
Rangers when we were
about to
growing
switch
up.
back.
Yeah,
I
I
hope.
wonder if they feel like this is like classic now. This is gonna be the Seahawks look forever. I pray to God they don't feel that way.
Probably not. In like 15 years, when there's another generation and they've moved on, and the throwbacks are the new ones, and then the current ones are the old ones, but they're gonna bring them back, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, this sucks."
Yeah.
I hope so. They can have JSN tearing up the field while wearing this continuously, bro.
Yeah, the old ones are great, man. This specific type of old jerseys age so well with the bright colors and the nice like simple white numbers to contrast it.
Yeah.
I love the old ones.
Yeah, I agree. They're
That
just-
blue pops so much.
It's
so,
beautiful.
So nice.
And the bright green with it, it's beautiful.
It's just the new one just looks like a intramural like cop league. They just go ahead and throw out some pigskin after a long night's shift just for the shits and giggles of it.
I don't know why. This is giving cop.
Yeah.
I don't know why. This is a police jersey.
It's navy, blue, and gray. Like it's just the most stale, like
Said it's
policing
giving cop.
It is. I don't know why. I have no clue why, but it does look like a police force.
Yeah,
No clue why.
Miranda rights type jersey. It's on the back.
Thin blue line jersey. Hell no.
If they played the NFL in the bubble,
Oh, for sure.
Blue line
Yeah, yeah, blue.
say Miranda rights on the back.
Oh my God, kill me.
Exactly.
This is an ice jersey. We gotta get rid of this now. This is the worst jersey of all time.
It's terrible.
Oh my god.
We put great disrespect on your name. They have to go now.
Would Nick Bosa have played with Mac on the back?
Oh shit, he would terrorize the league
Would
with
he
that,
have
man. What?
But next up, we got the Giants. LT's era or today's era with the brighter blue.
For sure.
I honestly feel like this is very hard because they're both very simple.
Yeah.
Like you can go either way.
And you know what's tough? I put LT on here. Nobody has more aura in these jerseys than LT. LT makes it look so much cooler. Like with the sleeves and like it looks perfect on LT. I don't know if it looks perfect on everyone else.
I think I'm definitely going the new. I like the Papa color, the Papa blue.
The bright blue with the simple white one is nice.
You can never go wrong.
But the collar of the old one, the way it like overlaps like that, the collar looks really good on the old. With the helmet logo is better, I think.
Yeah, there are times where I'm watching the Giants at home and like you just wish that they had just a little bit more. Like, can we do just a thin line on the shoulders or maybe something on the collar? I'm gonna go with the old one just because there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah, the
than what
lines and the
new one
borders
has.
look really good on that one.
yeah, this is the closest one we've had so far.
Yeah, they're both pretty good. Yeah, the new Giants isn't bad by any means.
I agree.
The Chargers. Which powder blue era is better?
Understand that old one? That's first ballot inner circle Hall of Fame jersey.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT jersey right there. I like the old one so much more. The new one isn't bad. I hate the yellow pants, but sometimes I wear white pants with it now. So I'll assume there's white pants there. I still like the old one more. I like how the Charger Bolt has the 3 colors of lines on it. It makes it
Exactly.
pop way more. Now they go towards the numbers just having white and yellow. I like the little blue line that used to be there.
I 110% agree. Yeah, that graphic just feels, obviously it's vintage, and it just feels so much more like, that lightning strike looks like it'll fucking kill me.
It feels violent.
That one, and yeah, this one over here in 2025, it feels cartoony.
Yeah, it feels Nickelodeon in comparison.
Exactly.
No, it feels very Los Angeles. That's what it is. It feels very corporate compared next to it. Still a great jersey, but you can be compared to the GOAT right here.
I agree.
That's
It's
true. And
a
it's
tough
really-
task.
It's like go across all sports, not just in the NFL.
So we're gonna go old. We can't. The LT era is undefeated. Next up, we got the old Seahawks green versus the new Chargers yellow.
What were they thinking in the old?
Which highlighter do you like more?
I guess I'll go with the new one simply based off of jersey because when we saw this and they had the all yellow, right?
Does the new one not make your eye hurt?
There's yellow pants on this one.
I mean, they both do.
The old
They-
one
they
is
both
so
do.
bad, dude. Those blocking. Why are the lines just divided straight up the shoulders? It's just
Again,
a square chest
It
of
looks
green.
like practice squad.
Yes, it looks like practice squad. It looks like whoever's wearing this, you look washed.
No, it looks like an exp-
you look washed. You could put Tom Brady in his prime in this jersey. I'd be like, yeah, I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the only jersey that could ruin Justin Jefferson Dora.
yeah.
This looks like a jersey I made an expansion team in Madden. Like I made this in the in-game creation abilities of Madden.
Back when you were 10, so you were not cooking shit either.
No.
Nike ID, this
This
jersey
is
never earned
terrible.
it.
Give me the new so easily.
Yeah, and it should be sad that it's easily.
Yeah, I don't even like the yellow one. That's the thing. But I love it compared to this bullshit on the left.
Yeah.
The old one is that's one of those jerseys that whenever you're playing Madden, you just pick just because it would just be funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna pick the worst jerseys. We're gonna play in snow. Let's just see what happens.
It's ironic.
Yeah.
The Patriots, old versus new.
Yo, that Patriot on his shoulder is fucking humongous.
It's gigantic.
They
Damn.
doing way too much.
It's kind of like almost intimidating, and I feel like I'm losing a sense of my personal space.
If they didn't have the two Patriots right there, I would say I like the old one. But that's just too much.
I love the old one, but I almost feel like it might be ironic in how much I like it because it's so goofy that maybe it's grown on me over the years. So I'm like, you know what? It's kind of cool for a weird jersey.
But
It's
like I like the
different.
numbers on it though.
And I love there's like stripes up and down, like a soccer jersey, which
Yeah.
looks very good. Maybe it didn't at the time, but it's aged well.
This new one has like, and shout out to Drake May. Maybe he's trying to change the culture. What all I have for this new one is a wash season of Cam Newton and Mac Jones.
Oh, don't remember. Yeah,
It's pretty
I
good
remember
though.
that.
Honestly, I kind of like it more than the Brady era jersey. I think it was a good improvement.
It was a nice color rush. It was pretty decent. I can't get past. I think I'm
We're
going
going
to
with
go old.
I'm going with the old 110%.
I like the old one a lot. And again, it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of ugly, but it speaks to me. It's
It's
a,
a type
it's a
of
medium
ugly
ugly.
that's like acceptable. Like you would see what you're cooking with that. Medium ugly.
It's a nice medium ugly. I can tell you're holding back another comment.
Yeah, I know.
I'm wondering what he wants to say.
It's a nice medium ugly.
What's his riff on medium ugly? Whose name is he trying to say? Is it a Meek Mill jersey? Next up, Bengals. We got the old black jersey when they were all black, and I think this is like the early 2000s, and they had the Bengal on the side, or the all white they wear today.
Yeah, that all white is so incredibly tough.
It's hard with the white tiger helmet.
Yeah. But the old is no slouch either.
I'm sure that was elite back in 2002. And seeing the full cat on the side, that gives you points.
Yeah.
Listen, the Bengals may be broke, but they got that on.
Yeah.
They got it on.
The one through line, they will look clean while being terrible.
Yeah. This is tough.
Dude, your fans.
And sometimes you got to give it to them that they got swag and nothing else.
Yeah, this is tough, man. I would actually
I really
wear
like that
this.
black one.
The black one's dope. They're both really good. I think the white one looks better on the field, though.
Maybe. I also think, and maybe it's just me, I think that the white helmet with it is a little bit overrated.
Oh, you're crazy. You're
Overrated?
crazy.
How?
I'm just not like fully in love with it.
I love whiteout jerseys.
Yeah, I'm going new, man. This is just crispy. Too crispy to go with.
I'm going with the old simply because of the bang on the side.
Okay.
And the pants have the cool, the big tiger stripe works too.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm going to go new, but they're both good. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Packers throwbacks they're wearing this year with that fucked up ass helmets.
First of all, that helmet, it looks like a Guardian cap.
It does. Plus 2 noggin.
Romeo Dobbs is going to look crazy.
Bro, Jordan Love looks crazy. It makes Jordan Love look like a square. Look how lame he looks.
Like a piece of dookie, man, on the court, on the field.
Okay, if Jordan Love, like when they wear this, I need him to go like full throwback. Just pull out something from every single era of Packers.
It looks like he's gonna pull out a musket.
Listen, do that. If you score a touchdown, discount double check right there. Just go crazy. Just,
I think it's gonna be the old, which is better, but the bar is dumb low.
Bro, that old one's the worst jersey in NFL history.
Is that Blake Bortles? Who is that?
That
yeah,
is Blake Bortles.
Yeah, that old one. That specific
Dijon mustard.
that uniform matchup with them and the Titans, that's like viewed as one of Like the worst jersey combos of all time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? I still think I would take it over this Packers bullshit they got this year.
I
But
think-
at least the Packers one has like a theme. You're paying homage to something.
Yeah.
This Jags one is supposed to be cool. Like they pull out all the stops to do their hardest. The new one's like kind of ironic and it's like paying homage to like it's ugly on purpose in a way that's supposed to be like cool.
Now I don't know if it's on purpose. I think they thought they were cooking too.
I don't know. I think this is just straight up homage respect.
It's a little bit of both.
I hope this is the one off.
It's a little bit of both. So, you know, I'm gonna give the new one. I'm gonna pick the new one because at least it stands for something. This Blake Bortles jersey stands for
What
nothing.
does that stand for?
Your elders respecting them.
Fuck them guys, man. I don't give a fuck. That new was disgusting.
They both suck. Oh, that's the last one.
Man, that helmet throws it off. There was actual potential there. Was it high? No. But was there potential? Yes.
Almost.
weird.
Almost.
That's weird.
Next thing we're gonna do. You know, we are 4 weeks into the season. Before the season started, we had predictions of who was gonna win every single division, and I'm sure a lot of those have changed after a month of football. So we're gonna go through the standings of every single division and re-pick our winners of who we think will win the division as of today.
Let's go.
So, you know, still small sample size, things will change again, but updates after 4 weeks.
Okay.
First off, we have the AFC East. Who is primed to win this division?
I don't know.
Listen, man, don't let the Jets get going. Don't let Justin Fields get comfortable.
Hey, man, I'm talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the Dolphins. Don't let the locker room
Don't let
cancer
Tua get
go
comfortable.
away.
He got one. He's
exactly.
about to get rolling.
Don't let Jalen Waddle get going as wide receiver one.
That's what I'm saying. Now he has a clear wide receiver one. That locker room noise of Tyreek, that's not there anymore.
Exactly.
They're
The
back on the
vibes-
same page. They just added Darren Waller.
Vibes are at an all-time high right
Did
now.
you
for the
did you guys see
Dolphins.
the press conference from their DC?
What
No.
happened?
He was like, "Listen, we are going to play violent football. At some point, you have to draw a line in the sand and play violent, and that's what we're gonna do." And I saw that, and I was like, "That moved me. You're going 8-9 now. You got it."
But that being said, the Bills are still winning the AFC East. This is the easiest one in sports. It was 4 weeks ago, and it still is.
Damn,
I saw
yeah,
somebody tweet out a picture of this and was like, "Has the AFC East ever been good? Has it ever been competitive?"
Not a day in my life. It's been just predictable as long as I've known the sport to exist. Next one, we got AFC West. Chargers are currently 3-1. Chiefs 1 game behind them. Broncos 1 game behind them. Raiders exist. Who's gonna win?
We joked about the Dolphins getting hot. The Chiefs are actually like, don't let them get hot.
Yeah.
Not even don't let them get hot. They are getting hot. They will get hotter. Rasheed Rice is around the corner. The Chiefs are still winning this division.
Yeah.
I would give my Chargers some credit if the offensive line was healthy and if I had faith that what we saw in the first 3 weeks would
If
continue.
2 of the 3 best players on your team didn't get hurt,
You have 2 superstar tackles. They're both dead. I'm going with
Yeah.
the Chiefs. We're probably getting hawked down simply because unlucky injuries.
Yeah, it's just that time for the Chiefs. They're gonna go on a run. Sadly, you guys are fucked. I was trying to put it in the most like polite way possible, but there is no polite way.
I just realized something also.
Hmm?
Is Quentin Johnston going to win Comeback Player of the Year?
Nah,
They changed
Daniel
it.
Jones exists.
No, they changed it to the comeback player of the year is about injuries now. It's not,
That's also fair.
no, it's not gonna be Daniel Jones. They changed the rules, so
Really?
it's about injuries now.
No, but Daniel Jones got hurt.
You can,
Last year.
Yeah, he was hurt last year.
are they gonna give that to him though? Is that gonna count for real? Because
I don't know.
no, I
It
don't
was-
It's,
think
a,
like
it's a
a-
combination of both.
it's gonna be like a Joe Burrow type thing now, or CMC
Whoa.
probably is what it's, something like that.
I
Dak?
guess so.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, no,
Okay,
Dak's
yeah.
gonna win.
He
probably.
would win. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, listen, if Joe Alt comes back in a week and misses 1 game, maybe the Chargers can still win. They will not win very many games without Joe Alt.
At all.
And no Khalil Mack, obviously no Slater. Beckton has a goddamn concussion. Bradley Bozeman is a terrorist. He still exists. He's starting at center. Like it's not great.
I'll be delivering flowers to your door every Sunday.
He said, I missed 1 stunt. Now I'm a war criminal.
Yeah.
Oh, he's missed many stunts. Bradley Bozeman, when I see you, I hate that man. AFC North. Ravens 1-3. Bet Joe Burrow's dead. Is this Aaron Rodgers division?
Dylan Gabriel's about to get his first start overseas.
Oh, I smell a run coming.
Is this Aaron Rodgers' old ass division to win?
See, in previous years, the Steelers would get to like 6-2, 7-2, and then they collapse. Is that going to happen? Because I can see a situation where they once again get to 7-2. If Lamar Jackson misses time, I might have to give it to him.
Yep, you have to. Like, if Joe Burrow's not there, Lamar Jackson's not there, and whoever the hell is lined up for the Browns is wearing a Browns helmet, I don't see any reason not to pick the Steelers. They have the best defense in the division right now. They low-key might have the best offense in the division right now without Lamar.
Yeah, I think this might. The Lamar
Y'all
health thing
stink.
just makes everything so much worse, but I guess we can give it to the Steelers, even though no one really wants to give it
Oh,
to
I lied.
them.
Never mind. The Browns are the best defense in the division. That was completely wrong.
Yeah.
So the Steelers are the second best defense in the division and probably the best offense.
Okay, I guess. All right, they can have it.
Do they have the best offense? I mean, considering whatever's happened with Lamar. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah. I mean, when Lamar's injured, I mean.
yeah. Okay.
Clearly.
Yeah, if Lamar's injured.
If
Lamar's
Lamar's out,
Yeah, no. The
Yeah.
Ravens will bounce back. They'll be fine long term. But like for the next 2 weeks when Lamar's out, the Steelers are going to be looking at the best two-way team by far.
damn.
21 points a game is the best offense in the division.
So I guess the real question here is, if Lamar misses 2 weeks and they split it and go 1-4, do you think Lamar can dig them out of that when he comes back?
Yes.
And win?
Okay, if they split and they're 2-4, and because I don't think they play the Steelers in the next 2 weeks, they can. As long as you are within 2 games and you still have both of the Pittsburgh games on the schedule, I think you can still win.
So are we picking the Ravens to still win the division?
It's the last time.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Hey, man. I picked them to win the Super Bowl before. I'm selling all my stock entirely. The Steelers are winning the division. I'm just out on the Ravens. I don't care.
Division and Super Bowl, 2 different
I'm
things.
fully out. When I'm out, I'm out. AFC South. Colts and Jaguars both tied at 3-1.
I don't see how the Colts end up losing the spot, honestly.
Because the Jags are also pretty damn good.
Yeah, they good, but who they beat, though? The 49ers, great. I love that win.
Beat
The-
Texans
the
and
Panthers. Nice.
But you know what? That
It's
doesn't even
uninspiring.
matter. They have 3 wins. The Colts, they beat the Dolphins and the
Broncos.
Yeah, and the Broncos.
And the Titans.
So they've beaten bad teams too.
That is true. I had the way the Colts win more.
So do we have more faith in the high-powered Daniel Jones offense with Shane Steichen or the surprising defense and great run game of the Jags?
I got more faith in the Colts.
Wow.
This one's tough. I'm confident in both teams, low-key. I'll go the Colts just because they held up really well against the Rams. And I don't have the question. Somehow I feel more confident in Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence.
That's so crazy.
And
to
their weapons are
say.
better.
Yeah.
Defensive talent. The Jags have been playing better defense. Devin Lloyd isn't playing like a star. They have
I think
It's so close. I
I'm
wouldn't
a-
be
I'm a-
surprised if the Jaguars surpass them.
this is tough.
But they're gonna be like neck and neck throughout the entire course of the season.
Yeah, I think this one probably comes down to who stays healthy at the end of the year, I think.
Mhm.
I'll go Colts by
Okay.
1 game.
Yeah, I'll go Colts by that
Yeah.
thinnest margins, but the margins are thin.
Week 18.
Poor Texans.
We're gonna flex this in a Sunday night football.
Yeah.
Winner gets the division.
Notice not a soul said the Texans. That is depressing.
Oh yeah,
RIP.
that's over. That's
Damn.
done.
NFC East. Does anybody have a chance of catching the Eagles?
Yeah, nah, it's over.
These motherfuckers are 4-0 and they can't throw the ball. We
Yeah.
caught them at their lowest and they still haven't lost the game. They're going to win the division.
I mean, yeah.
It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
easy
yeah.
coverage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Micah Parsons was still a Cowboy, we could sell ourselves. And if CeeDee Lamb was still healthy, neither of which are true. Commanders, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I just don't see where the advantages are created. It's over.
Yeah, yep, it's cooked. NFC West. Who is winning one of the most competitive divisions in the sport?
This is insanely tough.
You know,
I think I might lean towards the Rams.
on the not even on the low key, on the highest of keys, I will take the Seattle Seahawks to win.
That's
this
not
division.
ridiculous.
It's
Listen,
not crazy.
Nick Bosa's injured, so I'm feeling like the 49ers are already dealing with so many injuries. It's only getting
Yeah.
worse. I'm fine not giving it to them. It's not crazy to say the Seahawks over the Rams. I'm picking the Rams because I think they have the offensive player of the year in Puka Nacua and an elite defensive line, and they've held up well against teams like the Eagles. They are a true contender, I think. But the Seahawks, man, they are good on both sides of the ball.
They are very good. I just like the weapons on both sides of the ball when it comes to the Rams defense and the edges that they
Mhm.
have, and then also like their high octane offense too.
We talked so much about Jared Verse and how promising he was after last year. Can he make a DPOY type of leap? He's been very good. Byron Young has 5 sacks. Byron Young has been amazing as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Rams have the highest end talent in this division
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle because
and the best coach.
I think that they.
True.
I mean, Seattle might have the best defense in the NFL. Jason is turning into an absolute star. I like what they're doing a lot. Sam Darnold has proved to us that like last year was real, and he is a solid quarterback. You can win with him. I'm taking the Seahawks right
I
now.
will say the Seahawks will be in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
But as a wildcard team, NFC North, we're going with this crazy ass division that features a tie.
Damn.
Okay, so Bears, they've been frisky. not in my head.
And Vikings, I have all your stocks still. I'm not selling it, but you're looking like a wild card team with the quarterback situation.
Clearly, the Packers have some warts to work through. Theme of the episode is fucking warts. Their special teams fucking horrendous, bro. I found out like over the last few years, their special teams hasn't been on shit, and they're just like constant mishaps there. The Lions are the safe bet.
Yeah, Lions are playing great on both sides of the ball. They haven't lost a step after losing their coordinators. The Lions are the safe pick.
But how do we feel that the one time that the Lions looked bad, it came at the hands of the Packers?
You know what's nice? They're not playing the Packers 15 times this season.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we just talking that up to week 1 and just saying the Lions?
No, the Packers could still win. The Packers aren't cooked or anything. You know, it's been a rough 2 weeks. It's a tie against a Dak Prescott masterclass. The weird game against the Browns. I'm not out on the Packers. They could win. But I feel like, you know what it is? I feel better about the Packers. They're high in talent, making them like real Super Bowl contenders because they have what's needed to win in the playoffs. But for a regular season perspective, I think the Lions can check every box.
I agree. Yeah, I think the Packers' offense so far just comes with a lot of volatility.
Yeah, and the Lions are just super consistent.
I was extremely high on the Packers coming into the year. That tie really messes things up.
And that's the type of thing that'll be the deciding factor when a team like the Lions is so good.
It is. And so I do think like because of that tie and the fact that even as good as Green Bay was for those 2 weeks when we were like, this is the best team in the NFL, their rushing offense still needs to like really, really get on off the ground.
And their passing offense.
Yeah, I think like, and it's weird because they just scored 40 points, but they still have a lot that they need to like clean up and get more consistent. Where the Lions feel like they have found themselves again. They know their identity. They can run the ball. I think I might go Detroit right now to win the division, but I do think that maybe long-term Green Bay has a higher ceiling.
I agree.
Yeah. Green Bay,
but like by the slightest of margins.
The Lions are closer to their ceiling right now because they've had so much time together and like are just clicking on all cylinders. The Packers still have ways to improve. So I agree with you. NFC South. Can anybody challenge the Buccaneers?
Hell nah.
Sure won't be the Panthers.
The Falcons have like an identity crisis literally every single week. They don't know who they want to be. Shout out to the Saints. It seems like they are the most respectable. I don't want to say tank job, but just
they're
organization.
They're one of the teams in the NFL for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had asked me going into the Carolina game, I was like, yeah, the Falcons can definitely contend. And then if you asked me after, I would have said no.
Yeah.
And then even if you ask me now, still gonna say no because the inconsistency that we've seen on a week-to-week basis with Michael Penix, I can't trust that for the next 13 weeks. Whereas with the Bucs, you know Baker Mayfield is going to be, he's going to have that offense in every single game. Emeka Egbuka is awesome. You're going to get Mike Evans back in a couple weeks. I just think the Bucs are just much more complete of a team. They've been there. They have that continuity. This is their division to lose.
Always is. They're so consistent. They have a good program in place, good quarterback, good defensive talent, weapons for the quarterback, good offensive line that's getting more healthy as the season goes on after losing all those starters. It's the Bucs.
I agree.
And that's the last one. Honestly, not that much changed. A few big ones changed, but mostly kind of feeling similar to what we felt early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the NFC West, and we knew that was going to be the hardest one to pick coming into the year. But like I had Seattle last in the division, and then now I'm winning the division after a month.
So
but like I had the Rams winning that division beforehand. Still feel like it's the Rams.
Okay.
So that one's not too crazy.
I agree.
Next thing we are going to do, what do I have written up for us? We're going to talk about rookies right now. We are going to pick the best offensive rookie at every offensive skill position so far this season. So quarterback, running back, one tight end, two receivers, like we usually do. Pick who has been the most impressive rookie across the league at each of these positions.
Okay, let's do it.
So first off, quarterback.
Cam Ward.
The only one that's really playing. So yeah, it's got to be Cam Ward. And it's really by default. He's, you know what it is? He's quickly vaulted himself into first team, not his fault.
100%.
Have we ever seen a first team not his fault like that before?
No, he's generational, not his fault.
Damn.
Are his counting stats good? No. Are his advanced stats good? No. Is his team winning games? Hell no. But we still look at him and say he's got it.
Yeah.
When you have the worst head coach in the NFL, the one who mismanages basically anytime he has an opportunity to show I'm a competent head coach and I deserve this job, he fumbles the bag.
Yep. And the bad roster up and down. But Cam Ward, nevertheless, has been the most impressive rookie because he's the only one there is. Running back. Who do you want to give this to? Who's been the best running back? Because that's an interesting question given how they've all gone and like slowed into it.
I think 1-for-1 talent still, based off of although the production so far doesn't match necessarily, it's still Ashton Genty.
He's passed the eye test the best. He looks like the one closest to a star, and he's had one game where the production got to match it. So I'm probably willing to go Genty.
And that's all I needed.
Yeah.
But before that game, I was like, it's got to be Judkins. He walked in, no training camp, nothing, stepped up, immediately RB1, immediately running downhill 4 yards a pop.
Yeah.
But Genty, also, first team, not his fault.
Yeah. Listen, the Raiders drafted a running back before drafting a good offensive line, and they just had no chance. The fact that he went through 3 weeks and had that stat where he had more yards after contact than he did total yards, just ridiculous.
And that just shouldn't happen at all. So I will say Ashton Genty.
Yeah, but he's lucky that one game went his way, or it would not have been his pick.
It's a good thing he had that one game.
Tight end.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I'm
easy.
going Tyler Warren.
Yeah, this is the
Easy.
first one where it's not the highest drafted guy. Tyler Warren, Colson Lovin hasn't really gotten going. He got injured. They're not utilizing him a whole lot, so he's not like a bust or anything. But Tyler Warren, day one, stepped up, being used like a star, producing like a star, eye test matches, stats match. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Go ahead. When I see these tight ends that are in the draft, it's like, man, these guys can do absolutely everything. They can catch. They can do it all. And then they start dropping just little by little. Please, rush to take that guy. He's just instantly going to make an impact.
Yeah, I agree. They actually like need him to go ahead and continuously thrive for the year.
They're giving him goal line carries. This guy's a once in a generation baller.
Yeah.
So he's not just a tight end, he's a football player. Like,
that's literally what they said about him, and it's true.
I know.
And shout out Harold Fannin. Also true for him. Also insanely versatile. Tyler Warren's just better at everything.
Damn.
But Harold Fannin's also dope though. Now, would I be saying this if he wasn't playing for the Browns? Maybe not. Maybe Harold Fannin is as good, but he's getting the ball thrown to him by Joseph Flacco.
But in the NFL, situation is everything. And so shout out to Harold Fannin for making the most of this terrible situation. Dylan Gabriel, get him the ball, please.
Please. Now, 2 wide receiver spots. Who are we going with?
First one, Teteroy McMillan. Has to be on there.
Sure.
I was going to say Emeka Egbuka has to be on there.
They both need to be on. I think those are the two
Twins.
Those are the only 2 options.
Yeah. And like Ted, the production isn't quite there. That's because Bryce Young and Dave Canales are being unserious at times. Ted looks the part. 100% not his fault that he isn't getting 100 yards a game because Ted is getting open 100% of the time, it feels like, and just making crazy catch after crazy catch. He looks like a star.
Similar conversation in terms of like, like the production doesn't match, but the eye test you 100% pass just like Ashton Genty. You just look different as a receiver. The verticality that he's able to provide, how crisp the routes are. He's just like OD physical.
And the way he moves the ball in his hands after the catch for being that gigantic, it's just crazy.
And Egbuka walked in week 1, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Last week, 77-yard touchdown.
The way he walked off on that too, just like slowly started jogging towards it.
Chris Godwin coming back from an injury. Mike Evans is hurt right now. They said, just go lead the passing offense. Just be wide receiver 1. And he's like, okay, I'll do it.
I'm feeling a day 1 star actually.
Yeah.
And he's like, bet.
Yeah.
And there's really no other competition because Matthew Golden hasn't got him going. Luther Burton's not playing yet. Trey Harris isn't playing yet. Who else got drafted in the first round that I'm forgetting about? Wasn't there one more first round wide receiver?
Maybe. I cannot remember the draft right now.
No. Well, either way, nobody else has really gotten going like those 2 have.
Oh, Matthew Golden. Did you say
I said
already?
Matthew Golden.
Okay.
So it really just has to be those 2.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Damn. Egbuka's so good.
Egbuka's amazing, man. Next thing we're going to do. I'm going to name 8 NFL teams. You got to pick 4 that are contenders and 4 that are pretenders. So I can keep 4, cut 4, but you got to keep 4 to be real contenders.
Okay.
Other ones you are firmly saying, you're just a team. You don't have a chance of winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
First team up, Denver Broncos.
You're just a team.
Just a pretender?
You're just a team.
I would hate to say it, but you are a pretender for now.
Yeah. Until you see them string together good offensive games against multiple talented defenses, kind of hard to say they're a real contender.
What are you going to do when when a team is going to game plan for you and say, yeah, we're going to sit on that bootleg all day?
Yeah.
Bo Nix, what are you prepared to do? I don't think he's prepared to do a damn thing. And so I think until you see an actual leap from Bo Nix to where he can do all the quarterbacky stuff, I think they're just pretending.
Yeah. Okay.
Still good, but not in the upper echelon of actual contenders.
I agree.
Okay. Detroit Lions.
Oh, that's contender.
Contender as fuck.
That's been the most well-rounded team in the NFC so far.
I am so sorry that I panicked after week 1. Clearly, you had some stuff to work through, but now that you got everything together, you're scary. You're dangerous.
I've never sold my stock. Not once this offseason. The team is just so good. Like, fuck a coordinator. Dan Campbell is legit.
Yeah.
Talent, insane. Stars up and down the roster.
Yeah,
They're great.
They're one of the few teams where you just like after 4 weeks watching them, you still have somewhat questions, but they are like one of the more complete teams right now.
I don't even got any questions. I know exactly who they are.
And
Dope.
vibes immaculate. Celebration game at the top of the league.
Amon-Ra has a podcast that doesn't bother anybody. It doesn't make people think, why is he on there after games? Because he's just spreading positivity.
They just be vibing on the pod
They just
afterwards,
vibe.
bro. Yeah.
They were up there trolling David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Okay. Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
2 disappointing games in a row. But are they still contenders?
They are still contenders. You are being watched very, very, very closely.
Better bounce back in week 5.
Yes, because this is not like, for as much talent as you have on the offensive side of the ball, especially with Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur calling plays, Josh Jacobs running the ball. Now that you have the best defensive player in the conference, potentially in the league, I cannot sit here and have you guys getting into ties with the Dallas Cowboys. Go ahead, win that game, but I will say contender.
I will say. I agree for sure. My eyes are on you. I will be pulling out. I'll be pulling out my binoculars.
He's
for
pulling
you.
out. You heard him
Whoa.
first.
My binoculars. None else.
Stay safe.
I'm not pulling out the Packers. Texans.
They're not even pretenders. Like, you can't even think of them as like pseudo contenders and they're tricking us. They suck right now.
Yeah, they're just better now. That's what it is. Ravens.
Now tell me one thing.
Okay.
Is Lamar Jackson's hamstring on the bone?
Let's say he misses 2 weeks and is back on the bone.
They're not even pretenders. I think they just might be scammers. Scammers of a decade.
That's fair. They are scammers.
Yeah.
But do you think they have a chance of getting back to contenders by the end of the season?
I think they do. You can't ever rule out like that generational quarterback and Derrick Henry for whatever he might be towards the end of the year.
They're certainly not the contender. They're certainly not the favorite, but can they still get in the mix?
You still don't want to face them.
That's true.
Yeah, you
And
don't want to.
You could be in the mix, right? You could be on the
Mhm.
outside of the circle on your tippy toes looking in, but like
Yeah.
you're not going to be in the middle of the.
But you
damn
got 2
circle.
spots left. Are you giving them one of the contender spots?
I think you might have to give it to them.
Okay.
Just barely. You're barely
Yeah.
sneaking in. Rams. You got 1 spot left.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I am doing it with the level that Matthew Stafford's playing at right now. All the weapons offensively. Their defensive line is hellacious still. Again, they're easily contenders. I would hate to face them.
You only got 1 spot left, though, and so to keep work up for.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. Wait.
You've only cut the Texans and the Broncos. So you have 2 spots in pretenders, 1 spot in contender.
Are the Eagles on here? I don't know. Me personally, I want to keep them.
See,
They're in the same
now-
conversation as the Lions.
2 teams left.
yes, but to get to, it's very hard to win a Super Bowl and to real life contend when your offensive line has questions.
That is
And
true.
if I can throw the ball all day and their secondary has some questions, I still have questions on the offensive line.
So you feel better by the end of the season about the Ravens and the Rams?
We
still?
shot the load too early on the Ravens. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I forgot this was a key forecast for it. I'm just flapping my gums. No strategy. Damn. We might have to cut them. We might have to. It don't feel good.
It doesn't.
Fuck
It
this
doesn't
list.
feel good. And I know that like, if we keep them, I feel like one of like the Chiefs or the Eagles are actually going to be up here. But let's just do the fair thing. The Rams do deserve to be in contender status.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. We're keeping the Rams.
They are contenders.
2 spots left. That means both are pretenders because you shot your load too early. First team up, Kansas City Chiefs.
You know,
Listen,
if the season was to end
It was
in week
blind.
3,
I
then
couldn't see.
we would be geniuses. Yeah.
Shit, it's fine. I just did a bad job.
What's the
Last
last
team.
team?
Last team was the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah.
Was that contender?
we were
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
we ain't do too
Yeah.
bad. We're cool. We cool.
So you should have put the Chiefs over the Ravens,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
but also not good.
I don't feel.
I mean, we
too
didn't know what
terrible.
was happening next.
You
Yeah.
did, and you still chose to put the Rams, so it's fine.
We had to put the Rams though. That would be like too disrespectful. We shouldn't have believed in the Ravens though.
You also did not put the Rams. Like, you guys were firmly aware it was about to happen. You still did it.
Big respecters of the Rams here.
You called it out and was like, actually, I'm going to fuck it up anyways.
And you know what? Because of that, Jameis Winston, I apologize for criticizing you. Right? Sometimes you just can't help yourself.
You just gotta shoot your load. Sometimes you gotta toss it out there.
Okay.
Just throw it up.
Sometimes good things will happen. Sometimes bad things will happen.
Yeah, man.
You guys are weird.
Shots need to be shot regardless.
That's true. Because somebody else is gonna take that shot, so it might as well be you.
Why not us? That's what I'm asking today.
Why can't I shoot?
I guess.
Last thing we're gonna do today, we are gonna play the imposter game. Something we haven't done in a long time.
Okay.
We've done it on TD3 many times before. We are about to get text right now. Two of us are gonna be sent a name of an NFL player. One of us is gonna be texted imposter. All of us have to take turns saying a characteristic about that player until we can guess and figure out who the imposter is. So two people will be accurately describing the player. One person will be lying their asses off.
Let's do it.
Are you guys ready? Text has been sent. Did you get it?
I got my text.
Okay,
We're
so
ready.
two of us know the player that's currently being discussed. One's an imposter. Dom, you go first. We can go this way, counterclockwise.
Athletic.
Black.
Always a good place to start.
I mean,
Athletic and black.
it's really good in this league.
After you hear athletic, what an assumption.
whoa, man. Hold on, man.
High pick.
Skilled.
Quick.
Dare I say, generational.
Ooh, fuck.
Dare I say.
Okay.
We will go smart.
Okay. Sure.
What does that mean? Smart.
I'm certainly not going to be one up here saying he's not smart. So you're not going to get pushback
what
from me.
was his GPA in high school? If you're gonna say that, I need like actual facts
I need proof.
afterwards. Yeah. Okay, you said smart. Facial hair.
Facial hair. Okay. Like, so
He has facial hair.
it exists.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
some players who just don't have none, like Michael Penix. This is not Michael Penix.
Okay. We're now ruling out Michael Penix as the
Exactly.
one athletic, smart black quarterback without facial hair. Reliable.
Leader.
What the fuck?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. We can swole. Yeah, swole. Aki.
What'd you say?
Swole. Aki. Yoked. Shredded.
Strong. If we're going swole.
What the fuck? No,
it's a little bit too close.
You stealing my
it's on
swag.
purpose. On purpose. I'm playing the game.
No. You stealing my swag.
I was stealing. I was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I would want him on my team, and I've said that before.
Okay.
I feel comfortable rostering him.
Okay.
It's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
We will say talented.
I mean,
All right, yeah, get them the fuck out of here. Hell no.
You turning on him over that?
I think it's him. What do you mean talented? No
we
shit.
said skilled, smart. We said everything about talent outside of like.
Exactly. It gotta be. You gave yourself up. Hell no.
You gotta vote him out.
He's a high. You said he was a high pick. What are we doing?
Of course, he's talented.
Yeah. What do you mean? That's easily you.
You haven't said anything that has ruled me onto you yet.
I know.
We want to point the guns at him.
I'm ready.
It's not me.
You're the imposter.
It's not me.
What? You fooled me.
I'm the imposter.
Fuck.
Who's the player?
Saquon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. Why did you say talented?
That's hilarious. I had no fucking clue. You guys said nothing that game. I thought it was a quarterback.
Damn.
I thought it was Lamar Jackson.
Oh my goodness. See, this is what you get for being anti-black and trying to just pin this on me.
Why'd you say facial hair?
Because he has a goatee.
It's not like defining.
He's a handsome guy. What do you mean?
You should have said handsome then. Facial hair was random as hell.
It wasn't random.
No,
I was trying to
it
be
was
like-
random.
I was trying to play my role and like
That was the one thing where I was like,
Me too. I was like, that could be anybody. Like when you say facial hair, I think like James Harden. Like that's a defining trait of who he
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
Facial, he just has it,
Exactly. He has it.
but just a little bit.
I
That's a
guess,
trait.
Yeah,
He slightly has facial hair.
Is he known for it? No, but he got it though.
I guess.
Damn.
And I say in this episode, I successfully won the imposter game.
Good for you.
Get fucked.
I would have killed you, man. Sorry.
I was saying bullshit. Looking back, I didn't say a damn thing.
I am terrible at interrogating.
When you started off, when you said high pick, I was like, all right, he got it. Like,
That was like I'm either gonna win right now or lose right now.
Yeah.
But thank God he's a notably high pick for the position, so it worked
Yeah.
out. I just assumed that a star was gonna be given to us. I'm like, they're probably a high pick. It's probably not Puka Nacua or Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's probably a first round pick.
Damn it. We should have went it around. Fuck. fuck this. All right.
With that being said, what should people comment? They're still here.
Don't steal the booty. Don't lose the booty.
Okay.
Value the booty.
Something else. What should people comment? They're still here. Anything besides
It's
that?
real. What do you mean? They're gonna do it anyways.
Anything besides that? Donovan, what should people comment?
What's your problem? Comment. What's Mo's problem?
Comment. We gotta hit Mo with a hammer.
Actual, dude.
And we'll see y'all next
We
week.
need to stone Mo.
Value your assets.
Tarred and feathered. Comment that.
Protect that ball.
And we'll see y'all next week on Monday for the Week 5 recap.